following is a presentation of Spring Hill Sports Live. It's time for Spring Hill High School Athletics. On your home for the Broncos, Spring Hill Sports Live. Spring Hill Sports Live is presented by Strode Orthodontics, creating beautiful, healthy smiles. Learn more at StrodeOrtho.com. Also by It's time for the Broncos, right here on your home for Spring Hill High School Athletics, Spring Hill Sports Live.
And good Friday evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome high atop the shack here in beautiful Spring Hill, Kansas, as we get set to kick off the 2023 high school football season as the Spring Hill Broncos welcome in the Bonner Springs Braves. BJ Harris along with you, alongside me, Matt Jones and Caden Carbajo, as we settle in to kick off another high school football season here on Spring Hill Sports Live on the Varsity Sports Live Network in the midst of the in the midst of the Cover Designs pregame show here on Spring Hill Sports Live. You see there on the bottom of your screen, 25 minutes to kick off as the Broncos get set to take on the Braves. Bring in Matt Jones here. And Matt, got to be fired up, got to be excited. It's football season. It's going to be a nice fall night here in the Metro and ready for some Bronco football.
Oh, I'm excited. There's no place I'd rather be on a Friday night. Everything is right in the world right now, and we're getting ready for some high school football, and it's going to be a great evening.
That's why I tell people it's starting my 21st year of broadcasting here today, and this place, the press box, the smells, all that stuff is the reason you do all the stuff in the offseason to get ready to go in this new season. Plenty to talk about here on the Cover Designs pregame show, including we'll talk about who the guys are returning, who's going to step into those big shoes as well, and we're going to preview this matchup here tonight. Don't know much about Bonner. We'll find out once we get going. But we're getting ready for the Broncos and the Braves tonight on Spring Hill Sports Live, presented by Strode Orthodontics. Strode Orthodontics specializes in creating beautiful, healthy smiles. Dr. Claire Strode and her staff at Strode Orthodontics is experienced, highly trained orthodontic specialists with decades of combined experience with locations in Spring Hill, Olathe, and Overland Park. Learn more at StrodeOrtho.com. And the pregame show is brought to you by Comfort Designs, Heating and Air Conditioning. Locally owned and operated for more than 20 years, Cover Designs is Spring Hill's heating and air conditioning company. Learn more at coverdesigns.net or call 913-592-4453. We'll come back, preview this matchup, talk more about the depth of the Broncos. Who are we going to know when we hear the end of the season? We'll find out right after this in 3 minutes on the Cover Designs pregame show on Spring Hill Sports.
Strode Orthodontics is creating beautiful, healthy smiles. Dr. Claire Strode and her staff have decades of combined experience, offering clear and metal Damon smile braces and Invisalign clear aligners for teens and adults. Dr. Strode tailors your treatment to meet your specific needs with 3 convenient locations in Olathe, Overland Park, and Spring Hill. Strode Orthodontics is ready to give you the beautiful smile you've always wanted. Call for your free no-obligation consultation, 913-491-3400, or visit StrodeOrtho.com.
Are you looking for a trusted heating and air conditioning contractor? Look no further than Comfort Designs. Comfort Designs Heating and Air has 100% NATE certified technicians who are friendly, knowledgeable, and ready to help. They'll care for your home and complete the job with speed and precision. Locally owned and operated for more than 20 years, Comfort Designs Heating and Air Conditioning. See all they have to offer at comfortdesigns.net or schedule your appointment at 913-592-4453.
Michael Grant at Farm Bureau Financial Services is a proud supporter of Spring Hill and cheering on the Broncos. At Farm Bureau Financial Services, their number one goal is to protect you and your family. Insurance is complicated and not one size fits all. Michael and his team take pride in the relationship they build with their client members. Let them work with you to customize a plan that protects your livelihood and your future. To learn more, call Michael Grant at Farm Bureau Financial Services 913-592-2336 or visit them at 117 South Main in Spring Hill.
A great collision on the field? Awesome. An awesome collision on the road? Not so great. If that bad play does come your way, take your car to Shoemaker Collision and Paint Center. As Kansas City's premier auto collision repair center, they work on all makes and models, even RV, marine, aviation, motorcycles, and more. Shoemaker Collision offers free estimates and loaners, plus they will work with all insurance companies. Get your ride back in the game. Learn more at shoemakercollision.com or call 913-592-0095.
What is typically a daunting, frustrating, and intimidating experience was enjoyable and exciting because of Amy. She listened to what we envisioned for our future home and was able to show us houses that reflected this. She was with us every step of the way, taking the time to answer our phone calls and text. We ended up with our dream home all thanks to Amy.
Feel at home while you find your next home with Amy Kelly of Reese Nichols Real Estate. Amy goes above and beyond for her clients and even makes a contribution to Ronald McDonald House with every closing. Contact Amy Kelly to buy or sell your home.
Massage is more than relaxation. Apex Massage Therapy can go beyond with targeted work for headaches and sinuses, myofascial releases, trigger point therapy, neuromuscular therapy, reflexology, cupping, and hot stones. Kylie's hands go right to the problem areas and work out all the issues. She is certified in prenatal massages, oncology, lymphatic drainage, pre- and post-surgery massages, and she can also work on minors and athletes. For openings and specials, like and follow Apex MT on Facebook.
Hi, I'm Katie Casey, and I'm honored to be a third-generation realtor in our Crown Realty family. My dad and grandparents started Crown Realty in 1973, and since then we have grown to become one of the largest brokerages in the Midwest. We now have 8 office locations and over 150 agents covering about 20 counties across Kansas and Missouri. Reach out to us today to experience the Crown Realty difference, where we are committed to treating our agents like family and our clients like royalty.
Back out here on the Comfort Designs pregame show here on Spring Hill Sports Live. BJ Harris and Matt Jones alongside Kate Carvalho here at the Shack, getting ready for this one. The Broncos against the Bonner Springs Braves. And Matt, the Broncos, I mean, you go into a season, and we start to preview the Broncos here on the pregame show. You can bring back your starting quarterback from a year ago, your starting running back from a year ago, and when he gets back from health issues, your starting left tackle from a year ago. You're starting tight end from a year ago. I mean, you can really start to see where the Broncos have some experience coming back, but then talking to Coach Feedback, the youth movement coming through the Broncos too is going to make this team a little more dynamic and challenging for opponents, I think.
Right. It's that class we've been talking about. This is going on the third year. They were, freshmen and that last year's sophomores. Some of them moving into their junior season, and they're seeing some substantial playing time this year. And I'm excited to see them come back and get that real taste where everything really starts to slow down on the field for them.
A lot of times we'll start and talk about the quarterback, but what the Broncos is going to start and stop the Colt McCann a year ago, set the school season single record for rushing touchdowns, 24 touchdowns. He had 208 carries for over 1,000 yards. He was a touchdown scoring machine at times. When he gets in the open field, he's just hard to find. He's got some speed, but he runs with power too.
He does. He's amazing to watch, and he's just so fun. And, you got to love blocking for a guy like that. If you do your job, he's going to make something happen. He's one of the 5A players to watch in the state of Kansas this year. So we're looking for big things for his senior year.
And we will talk about that quarterback, Tyson Beshores, 73 and 146. That's 50% as a sophomore quarterback. You'll take that every time. Only 4 touchdowns to 6 interceptions, 686 yards. I expect big things from Tyson Beshore here in 2023.
And I think with him, they need to let him open up a little bit. I think they were pretty conservative with him as a sophomore last year, but moving in, again, things are going to slow down for him. He's going to be able to make those reads a little bit quicker, a little bit more efficiently, and hopefully get some good protection. And I'm excited to see what he can do as well.
And on the other side of the ball, when you can return your second leading tackler from a year ago, who in back-to-back years has been one of your top tacklers as well, in Noah Anderton, that's like returning your starting quarterback, and that's what the Broncos have on defense.
Right, and the guy that can call the defensive formations, he's a wrestler, so he's a hard worker. Love having guys like that that can just lead your defense and take control.
You're going to see some stuff up front with Keanu Tiafau. Coach, really excited to see what he does in his senior year. A little bit undersized, perhaps, at that D-line spot, but he knows how to do leverage, and they're going to move him to the edge. I think he'll be effective as an edge rusher.
He is so athletic and strong. I don't think being undersized at this level is going to be an issue for him.
Still plenty to come here on the pregame show. You got your area matchups, keys to the game, as well as your starting lineups, opening kickoff, all that and more still to come as the Broncos and the band take the field. We'll have their performance at halftime along with the cheerleaders. So stick around during the Michael Grant halftime show for that. We are getting ready for kickoff, about 15 minutes away from the opening of the 2023 high school football season. Keys to the game coming up next on Spring Hill Sports Live.
Strode Orthodontics is creating beautiful, healthy smiles. Dr. Claire Strode and her staff have decades of combined experience, offering clear and metal Damon smile braces and Invisalign clear aligners for teens and adults. Dr. Strode tailors your treatment to meet your specific needs with 3 convenient locations in Olathe, Overland Park, and Spring Hill. Strode Orthodontics is ready to give you the beautiful smile you've always wanted. Call for your free no-obligation consultation, 913-491-3400, or visit StrodeOrtho.com.
Are you looking for a trusted heating and air conditioning contractor? Look no further than Comfort Designs. Comfort Designs Heating and Air has 100% NATE certified technicians who are friendly, knowledgeable, and ready to help. They'll care for your home and complete the job with speed and precision. Locally owned and operated for more than 20 years, Comfort Designs Heating and Air Conditioning. See all they have to offer at comfortdesigns.net or schedule your appointment at 913-592-4453.
Michael Grant at Farm Bureau Financial Services is a proud supporter of Spring Hill and cheering on the Broncos. At Farm Bureau Financial Services, their #1 goal is to protect you and your family. Insurance is complicated and not one size fits all. Michael and his team take pride in the relationship they build with their client members. Let them work with you to customize a plan that protects your livelihood and your future. To learn more, call Michael Grant at Farm Bureau Financial Services 913-592-2336 or visit them at 117 South Main in Spring Hill.
A great collision on the field? Awesome. An awesome collision on the road? Not so great. If that bad play does come your way, take your car to Shoemaker Collision and Paint Center. As Kansas City's premier auto collision repair center, they work on all makes and models, even RV, marine, aviation, motorcycles, and more. Shoemaker Collision offers free estimates and loaners, plus they will work with all insurance companies. Get your ride back in the game. Learn more at shoemakercollision.com or call 913-592-0095.
What is typically a daunting, frustrating, and intimidating experience.
Whether you're trying to make the most of the next harvest, navigating a changing business landscape, or planning for the next chapter in your life, the professionals at Prime Accounting Solutions are here to help. With 10 locations, Prime Accounting offers convenient, friendly accounting and tax services at a fair price. Payroll, bookkeeping, business planning, personal tax filing, and more. And now Prime is the place to go for insurance. Bronco fans can find us at 408 North Webster in Spring Hill or call 913-592-2050. To find a location near you, go to primeaccounting.net.
Hi, I'm Katie Casey, and I'm honored to be a third-generation realtor in our Crown Realty family. My dad and grandparents started Crown Realty in 1973, and since then we have grown to become one of the largest brokerages in the Midwest. We now have 8 office locations and over 150 agents covering about 20 counties across Kansas and Missouri. Reach out to us today to experience the Crown Realty difference, where we are committed to treating our agents like family and our clients like royalty.
Michael Grant at Farm Bureau Financial Services is a proud supporter of Spring Hill and cheering on the Broncos. At Farm Bureau Financial Services, their number one goal is to protect you and your family. Insurance is complicated and not one size fits all. Michael and his team take pride in the relationship they build with their client members. Let them work with you to customize a plan that protects your livelihood and your future. To learn more, call Michael Grant at Farm Bureau Financial Services 913-592-2336 or visit them at 117 South Main in Spring Hill.
And another wonderful rendition of the national anthem here on the Comfort Designs pregame show. BJ Harris, Matt Jones, Kate Carbajo getting ready for this one. The Broncos and the Braves tonight on Spring Hill Sports Live. Do encourage you to go over to varsitysportslive.com. Check out all the games we've got going on across our network. 10 high school broadcasts going on tonight on varsitysportslive.com. We're spread out all over eastern Kansas, Matt, from Tonganoxie to Galena and all points in between, I think. Right. And excited to get that kicked off tonight. Everybody seems to be going and ready for the high school season. We're in the midst of the Comfort Designs pregame show. It's time for our area matchups brought to you by Elliott Insurance Group. Elliott has been serving the area for decades. When you're out traveling to the next big matchup, be sure to look for an Elliott Insurance location near you. Learn more at ElliottInsuranceGroup.com. What are we looking at?
All right, first one up, we have Baldwin at Eudora, two varsity sports life schools. Eudora currently ranked number 4 in Class 4. Roger Heritage is coming up to Lewisburg to play in the return matchup. Atchison at Ottawa, Fort Scott at Paola, Baser Linwood High School at Tonganoxie. Galena is at Everton, Columbus at Girard, Baxter Springs is at Southeast Cherokee.
All right, those are area matchups tonight brought to you by Elliott Insurance Group. What's next, Matt? I'll get it sorted out eventually. First game for everybody. We'll see how the teams work through those first game issues. That is one of the keys. Has got to be in a week 1 matchup, Matt, is limiting those mistakes. You see it. Right. Last night I was watching the Gorilla game, and Spring Hill fans, if you're new to Spring Hill Sports Live, when it's Matt and I during football season, you're going to hear a lot of updates about the Gorillas. So Bearcat fans, Emporia State fans, Washburn fans, especially after last night.
Tough luck.
That's right. And the Gorillas, but man, mistakes, jumping off sides, penalties, untimely stuff that made a team that shouldn't be as good play with you for the first half of the football game.
Right. And, Florida Gator fans, I think, would be singing that same song after their debacle against Utah last night. So
there you go. So let's go ahead and take a look at those keys of the game, Matt. Keys of the game brought to you by Spring Hill Fall Festival. Mark your calendars now for September 28th through the 30th for 3 days of fun activities. It kicks off with an all-new cornhole tournament Friday night. That's a new event. Hoping to get our broadcast up on a big screen out there while people are playing cornhole. They can watch the Broncos as well. And then 2 full days of events Saturday and Sunday, including live music on Saturday night. Come down to see the Rotans out there. We'll be serving some frosty beverages. Learn more about what's coming up in a few weeks at SpringHillFallFestival.com. What do you got for keys?
Well, last year, one of the problems that the Broncos had, they were very inconsistent. I think that comes down to fundamental. I feel like moving forward this year, their fundamentals are key. They have to correct those things and make sure that they are consistent on every snap of the ball on both sides. Also, more diversity on offense. I feel like last year preluded a little bit with B-Shore. They were very conservative with him. He was only a sophomore. I think they need to open it up a little bit and see how explosive they can be, especially with a guy like Colt McCann in the backfield.
I'll add a key. Broncos are starting 3 offensive linemen tonight because of some injuries. to two of their starters and returning starters from a year ago, as a matter of fact. They're going to start three guys who are starting their first high school varsity football game at offensive line. Having gone through that, having done that before, they're big fellas.
Right.
And that's one thing Coach talked about, too. We talked about, and I knew it. I mean, I think I did PA for Spring Hill Middle School maybe when these kids that are sophomores now were maybe 7th grade.
Yep.
And I was like, man, they're pretty good size. And now here they come. And I knew at the time Spring Hill High School was kind of undersized.
Yep.
And I could just see that turn happening. And they're going to look big and physical. And here's hoping they can get those first game jitters under control. And you don't see that early jump off size. Broncos getting ready to take the field here in a moment. They've walked in. We caught that as well. Still to come. We've got your starting lineups as well as your opening kickoff here in just a little bit. We'll let the Broncos take the field. You see the captains out there waiting for them to come out there. Tyson B. Shore, Keanu Tiafau going to be wearing number 6 instead of number 66 last year. I like a lead lineman in a single number.
That's right.
And then we've got Noah Anderson out there getting ready to get them fired up along with Colton McKenna. Those are your captains for this year's team as they wait for the guys to take the field. We'll catch that. We'll take a quick break. When we get back, we'll have your starting lineups, opening kickoff here on Spring Hill Sports Live. The Broncos getting ready to take on the Bonner Springs Braves. Jason Feeback looking under the tent just a little bit, waiting to see if his guys are ready to take the field here for 2023-2024 high school year. And there are a few things better than a high school football game. I tell you what, we're going to overstate it probably all day, but this is what I love. Here they come. The Broncos and the Braves coming up next on Spring Hill Sports Live.
Elliott Group is a proud supporter of Spring Hill and USD 230. At Elliott Group, we work, live, and shop in your local communities. Serving Miami and Johnson counties for more than 45 years, Elliott Group understands your needs. As an independent insurance agency, Elliott Group works with numerous carriers to find the coverage that best fits your needs. In Spring Hill, call 913-592-5552 or visit ElliottInsuranceGroup.com.
Hello, I'm Dr. Alyssa O'Connor, and I would like to welcome you to Sozo Chiropractic.
So many people only seek out a chiropractor when they are in pain, but ongoing wellness care helps you deal with stress and be healthier. At Sozo Chiropractic, the focus is on holistic wellness for any age. I am Webster certified for prenatal care, pediatric trained, as well as a family chiropractor. We also offer acupuncture and sauna services.
Sozo is a Greek word that means to heal, to make well, and to restore health. And that is our goal for each one of our patients who walks through the door.
Hi, I'm Dr. Aaron Stoes with Paola Vet Clinic. We'd like to thank you for trusting us with the care of your pets and large animals. At Paola Vet Clinic, we're proud to be your hometown veterinarians who know and care about your family. We provide cutting-edge diagnostic services, digital radiology, ultrasound, and in-house same-day blood work, chiropractic, and reproductive services. Come in and see us at our new location here in Paola in the Industrial Park with indoor cattle and equine facilities complete with a hydraulic tip chute. With a team of 11 veterinarians, our commitment to this community makes Paola Vet Clinic the vets you can trust.
Starting to wrap up the Comfort Designs pregame show here on Spring Hill Sports Live. Time for our Chamber Connection. It's time for you to become a member of the Spring Hill Chamber of Commerce. Lots of exciting things happening. You're talking to the vice chair of the Spring Hill Chamber of Commerce right now. I don't know if you knew that or not.
Nice.
Reminding you to support our community and shop local. Keep up to date with chamber events by visiting them online at springhillks.org or stop by the new office right now in downtown Spring Hill. Excited to get moved in to downtown. Starting lineups are brought to you by The Bean. The best way in Spring Hill to start your day is at The Bean. Delicious coffee, refreshing teas, and sweet treats like smoothies, frappes, and shakes. Plus, The Bean has the best pastries and breakfast options in the metro. Stop in and see them in downtown Spring Hill or online at thebeankc.com. Well, your starters first, we'll go through and try to, we'll just talk about all these guys. This is offense and defense. They're going to almost platoon. The only guy who goes both ways is Noah Anderton. He will possibly play a little running back along with linebacker, but they're going to go full platoon offense and defense. And Ryan Paul, he'll be one of those wide receivers, a returner, 6'2", 170. Colton McCann, senior running back, talked about him, 5'10", 185. Keanu Tiafau at that defensive end spot, linebacker. They're going to move him around, 6'1", 230. Excited about Keanu. Jackson Torres, coach, very excited to see what Jackson Torres. How about a 6'2", 215-pound wide receiver? You'll take him. Tyson Beshore is a quarterback. Clayton Valerie, coach talked a lot about him when I met with him as well. In the secondary, coach feels good about his secondary. Siler Stewart also in that secondary. Porter Jones back as well. 6'2", 185. That's a pretty good corner safety guy. Ryan Paul, he was returning as well, 5'9", 145. Undersized, but man, we said his name a lot last year. Kendall Heiss, this is a kid, 5'9", 145. Coach really excited about the maturation he's had over the last year. Hagen Whitcraft said his name a lot last year as well, 5'8", 165. He's in his senior season. Blaine Somers up front, 6 foot 210, a junior. Logan Alexander up front, 5'11", 235 on the offensive line. We're talking about Bo Gardner. We've got another Gardner coming up and another big one, 6'3", 210, and a junior. Evan Burke up front as well. Another one of those guys getting his start, 5'10", 225 and a junior. Cole Rodden up front, 5'10", 250. He will be a big anchor tonight. Watch 65. How he goes is how that running game will go. Gage Wingirter, 6'3", 290. Starting to get into those big fellas we're talking about. Clayton Meek, he is going to step into shoes from Big Brother, I believe, at times today because Big Brother out with a injury. Clayton Meek, 6'1", 220, a sophomore. Excited to see how he comes along. Duncan Pinkham, 6'2", 285 at a sophomore. Cooper D'Albini, 6'5", 220, and a tight end, and he is a good one. Excited to see what Cooper does this season as well. And then at wide receiver, true freshman. Coach talked about he doesn't start a lot of freshmen, and we saw what Bigger Brother was doing last year. But Corey Kirkner, 6'3", 170, a freshman on the edge. Coach is excited about him. Everybody's going to be starting here today, offense and defense. We don't always do that, but we will here for game number 1. And we're getting ready here for our opening kickoff. Opening kickoff is brought to you by Seats Incorporated. Kick off your new career with Seats Incorporated in Spring Hill. Seats is a leader in the manufacturing of quality seating and accessories for vehicles with competitive wages and benefits. To see all their openings or apply online, go to seatsinc.com. Broncos and the Braves here on Spring Hill Sports Live. Again, broadcasts all across our networks. Go to varsitysportslive.com. You can see more Frontier League matchups. Lewisburg against Rogers Heritage. You can watch Paola against Fort Scott. You can watch Eudora and Baldwin. You can watch Tonganoxie and Baser Linwood. And then down in southeast Kansas, Columbus at Girard, Galena hosting Riverton, and Baxter Springs hosting Southeast. I did all that off the top of my head. How about that? I better know how to do it by now after a week of getting it all ready to go. We are ready to go here in this one. Seats opening kickoff. Broncos going to tee it up here. 3 guys back to receive for the Braves. Right in the middle will be number 28. That is Leonard Fungashaw. Kicking it off for the Broncos, number 2, Ryan Jackson. He did a nice job last year for them at the kicking job, and he's going to get it again here this year. The 2023 high school football season's underway here in Spring Hill. Fielded at the 3-yard line, near side return. Broncos going to try to track him down and finally bring him down. Anderton with his first tackle this season. Surprise there. Up to the 21-yard line, and that's where Bonner will come out. Coach didn't know a ton necessarily. He'd seen them do some different things offensively. Bonner in the past has been more spread, really always had some beatsters on the edge. He said when he saw him play this year in their jamboree as well as earlier in the summer, 2 tights, 3 men in the backfield, they're going to pack it in and run it. We're going to find out right now.
That would be different. Last year, they were more spread it out, have good athletes, and let them run.
Got a little bit of size up front as the O-line comes out there. Keanu Tiafau, the near side defensive end. Clayton Meek, the near side defensive tackle, getting his first start in varsity. Off left side and hit. Nope, I lost him, and so did some of the Broncos, but somebody kept on him. Meek in there, along with the Broncos, number 24, making the tackle is Porter Jones. Porter Jones, downhill runner, plays in that secondary, but he likes to stick his nose in there on the run.
Yeah, we'll hear his name a lot tonight throughout the season.
gets credited for the tackle. Go ahead.
You got to be really assignment sound against this style of offensive football because there's two different reads that the quarterback's making every play.
Packed inside the phone booth here for the Broncos. Turn, handoff, last guy through. There's TFL again. He's going to eat this up. You better figure out a way to block number 6 because nobody did that time. He ran right down there. This is a difficult offense to manage, but if you learn the keys,
right,
it's almost like you're cheating.
Yes, if you stay home and stay where you are supposed to be, they're right there, and you're like, oh my gosh, the guy is right where Coach said he would be.
3rd down and 1 for the Braves. 3rd down and 9, rather. 1 yard is what they've gained. They've got 9 more to go. That's how football works. 3 men in the backfield, 2 tight ends. Again, there's more like another offensive lineman. Coming this way, handoff. Try to protect that ball. He'll try to work for that 1st down. Reaching forward. He's going to be shy of the 1st down, but a good run off the near side for the Braves. Number 31. That was Blaze McConnell, 5'7", 155-pound sophomore. They run that 3 back. That time they went to the guy near his side. He is going to be shy of the 1st down by a yard. Man.
Interesting. They're considering going for it very deep in their territory.
Playing for broke. Going to go for it on 4th down. Broncos hold, but maybe forward progress. And it's going to be held up short. A turnover on downs for the Bronco defense. Oh, no, they're going to say he got it. Oh, my goodness.
No way.
Kind of a little bit of, and then the ball came loose. That's what the crowd got excited for. They said he was down and just barely got a 1st down. Boy, by the nose of the football, too. You see where that ball was spotted at the 21, and it's at the 31 and an inch.
It's a good spot.
Fortunate there to get a 1st down for the Braves. They'll keep this drive going. 1st down and 10 at the 31-yard line. Turn, handoff, a little bit of contact. Nope, first guy through is a dive back. They catch him. One-handed tackle. Grabbing a hold of him, keeping him going for the Broncos. Riley Frank, 6'2", 255. Riley's battled through a lot of injury in his career, and Coach is excited to see about Riley. He is a grown man body, and he's going to be hard to move. Just that country strong look, and really is going to be a factor for the Broncos. He's out there wearing number 58, Riley Frank. Just on the right side of the ball. Left side is the Broncos. Meek. Turn, handoff, trying to catch the edge, able to do so. Run it down. There's Porter Jones again. Running downhill.
Great contained by Jones.
You know, that helped out a little bit. That offensive line's not getting pushed off, and so they're able to keep that. So he's running clean to the ball. All he's got to do is see ball, run the ball, and he did it. 2-yard gain on the play will bring up a 3rd down. We need some laser down markers over there.
I know.
I'm going to talk to my boy Mike at laser down and get better down and distance markers. I can't see that to save my life. Rolling near side, looking to throw. He'll flap it out to not able to catch it. The pass from the quarterback for the Braves. Number 9, Kalen Street, 6'2", 170 senior, falls incomplete. It'll bring up a 4th down.
Really, the receiver was open. That's a really tough play to defend for the defensive back. The coverage wasn't bad. It was just a drop pass.
So 4th down in a punting situation now for the Braves. We'll get to see that Bronco offense perhaps in a moment. They're going to just quick kick it. And, well, that was weird. And down it goes. That will go down as a 7-yard punt. And it never left the ground, I don't think.
I don't know what happened.
They hiked that to the up back, so it didn't go to the punter. The up back grabbed it, was going to do a kind of a quick kick, and he never got a hold of it. It just kind of squirted on the ground. So great field position for the Broncos. That's where they'll start off this drive. So Broncos will start at the Bonner 40. Here with 9:12 to play in this first quarter. Tyson B. Short, turn, handoff, McKenna. He'll fall forward for a gain of about 4. We're going to say that a ton. Turn, handoff, McKenna, and I'm okay with it.
Right, and he didn't even get hit by a defensive player for about 3 yards. That was a good line surge.
4-yard gain for McKenna on 1st down. Bring up 2nd down and 6. Up to the 36-yard line. 2 wide receivers near side, 1 to the far side. Looking this way. He'll throw it out for Torres. Torres going to try to break off 1 tackle, keeps his feet, big, strong body, and he'll dive for it. He's got the 1st down, plus a couple yards. It's a 8-yard completion to Jackson Torres.
Yeah, we're going to hear his name a lot.
He's just got that prototypical size that you want that they like at the next level. 6'2", 215. If you can get open and be physical. 2 wide receivers, same formation, other way. Turn, hand off. McKenna finds that hole up the middle. Trying to break through tackles, and he'll rumble forward for a gain of 9. Up near the 15-yard line. I'll bring up second down and short.
Again, great hole by the O-line. McKenna is just doing his thing.
Yeah, that was a good size hole and a nice cut back. It's a tight dive play inside, and sometimes that cut's going to be back to the other side, but able to maintain it and go. 2 wide receivers far side, running back just to the left is Torres. He'll be playing back there a little bit. Turn, hit big hole again. McKenna make one guy miss at the 10. Down the sideline and knocked out of bounds at the 7-yard line. So up to the 7.
3 linemen down at the 3-yard line, still blocking, driving their men.
Another 10-yard run for Colton McKenna. And a first down and goal for the Broncos on their first offensive possession of the game after Bonner converts a 4th down, then punts after their next opportunity. Spring Hill's trying to advance right now. Turn, hand off McKenna. Again, rumbling forward. End zone. Down. Broncos. A 7-yard plunge by Colton McKenna. And the Broncos strike first.
Great hard run by McKenna, but it all started up front.
Yeah, they are getting a good push up front. I mean, he is not having any contact till he's in the hole and beyond it.
When you can get a full head of steam for 5 to 7 yards and then you get cut, it sure makes your life easier as a running back. And the 2-point conversion.
2-point conversion is good. And so the Broncos will lead it 8-0, just under 8 minutes to play first quarter when we return in 1 minute on Spring Hill Sports Live.
Strode Orthodontics is creating beautiful.
Broncos go 5 plays, 40 yards, in just over a minute and a half. Capped off on a 7-yard Colt McKenna touchdown run. This will be fielded at the 3. Up at the 15, cuts back and just rocked. Knocked down in a big way there. Tackle made by Cade Myers, 6'2", 175. He'll find his way in there this season as well. And he does it on special teams, and that's where Bonner will start this drive.
Yeah, Cade had his arm look like a club, the poor kid.
I think it's mostly legal.
Mostly.
Braves will start at their own 19. 7:53 to go first quarter. Spring Hill Broncos, Honor Springs Braves here in the Frontier League in game number 1. And back in the phone booth they go. For what it's worth, and now a timeout. Coming out of special teams, waiting on one running back, and they're going to have to take a quick timeout. So timeout on the field.
Coaches are irritated when that happens. It's better to take the timeout and get the penalty deep in your own side, but man.
We'll let them take it. We'll pick off where we left off in just a moment ago. We're back at 30 seconds on Spring Hill Sports Live.
Strode Orthodontics is creating beautiful, healthy smiles. Dr. Claire Strode and her staff have decades of combined experience, offering clear and metal Damon smile braces and Invisalign clear aligners for teens and adults. Dr. Strode tailors your treatment to meet your specific needs with 3 convenient locations in Olathe, Overland Park, and Spring Hill. Strode Orthodontics is ready to give you the beautiful smile you've always wanted. Call for your free no-obligation consultation, 913-491-3400, or visit StrodeOrtho.com.
Eight to nothing, 7:53 to play. In this first quarter, Broncos back on defense. They'll be back in that 2 tight, 3 back set. Turn, handoff, not going to keep it. This is where it can get you. Got to get the edge and just well read that time able to get out of there and make that play for the Broncos is Clayton Valerie, 6 foot 175. He's the only guy that didn't get fooled kind of on all that motion going the other direction, and he's got to stay home. Somebody has to, and he was able to do it.
That's a great job by the corner. That is their job. Do not get sucked in. Stay outside and contain.
So second down and about 11. Turn handoff. Man, I'm losing it. I follow the wrong ball carrier every time, I think.
I think well, it's so tight, it's hard to see, especially when we just have one spot, one camera. But I thought that they handed it off tackle.
He did get a yard. Tackle made by Bo Gardner. They'll bring up third down.
Key is they can fool us all they want, as long as they're not fooling the defense.
Yep. And they haven't yet so far. They have fooled me every time.
Well, they're doing something.
This is a rough one here to start the first year with all this motion and stuff. I'm going to watch it from the screen here. Turn, handoff. This time it will go to the third guy. And he'll keep it. Yep, followed him again. Roll out pass. They're good at hiding that ball, flow it down the field, and good coverage. Everybody else stayed in coverage. The problem I'm seeing with Bonner is they are doing it. They're just not doing it very quickly. And
right,
this has got to be something that's got to get on you in a hurry.
Right.
And if it takes a while to develop, well, it just takes too much time.
Yes, this has got to be done quickly. And honestly, the quarterback could have gotten tackled in the backfield. TFL jumped to try to block it and just jumped a little bit too early, anticipated. But hey, 4 and 10, good coverage in the defensive backfield.
So third down and 10. Excuse me, fourth down. Fourth down and 10, and they don't line up to punt. We'll see what they decide to do. They did a quick kick last time. That guy will stretch out a little bit there to take that one. He'll try to roll out, get a hold of this one. Still not a great punt. Again, Noah Gutierrez, and this will be fielded and take a real favorable Bronco bounce. A lot better field position than they did last time, and Spring Hill will start this drive inside the Bonner 35-yard line at the 34.
Sometimes I think coaches overthink it instead of just getting in a standard traditional punt formation.
There's an outside chance that's not available to them.
Well, that's fair. That's fair. Right. You're right.
2 wide receivers to the far side, 1 to the near side. That is tight is Torres. McKenna just to the right of Beshore. Beshore rolling, looking, trying to lay it out there. He's got his man. He'll throw it up. A jump ball, nearly making the catch. Boy, he had it, then he didn't have it, then he had it, then he didn't have it, and that was Corey Kirkner. There's that freshman trying to go over the top with him. With that length at 6'3", 170. Well, I bet we see that play again. Incomplete pass.
Jackson was wide open in the flats, but Beshore was wanting it all. I'm okay with trying the deep guy.
And he was a fingernail away from making that catch over the top of the defender.
Right.
Using that length.
I like seeing him be a little bit aggressive. That's good.
Turn, handoff, McKenna. Bounce outside. He's got some running around. Here he goes at the 25-20. 15-10. Trying to get the sidelines. Touchdown. Broncos. Colton McKenna.
Just when you think you can't see more, that burst from the 15 in was amazing. Just that acceleration in the final 15 yards.
Colton McKenna from 34 yards out. And they'll line on to kick with Ryan Jackson to kick the point after attempt this time. Kick is up, and it's good. The Broncos tack on another one. A 34-yard touchdown run by Colton McKenna caps off another drive. 15-0 Broncos. We're back in 30 seconds on Spring Hill Sports.
Option Bank community banking at its best. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
6:36 to play, first half. First quarter rather. Broncos up 15-0. Last drive capped off at a 34-yard. It was 2 plays, 34 yards. It took 15 seconds off the clock.
Most of that was McKenna running.
Incomplete pass and an attempt to almost get it to Kirkner, and then Al Jackson to kick it off once again. 3-man back to receive. Far side return. Gobbled, man. He got a fortunate bounce back up into his chest, and he will be gobbled up once again. Special teams. Clayton Valerie once again on special teams. Hey, last year, what was the big Achilles heel in week 1, 2, 3, and 4?
Big special teams play against us.
Including against Bonner Springs, if I remember right. They had an opening kickoff all the way back. That might have been the highlight of the game for them in that particular instance, but it certainly did reflect some of that special teams. And right now, boy, they are all over it. And it was kickoff coverage at times. It was an issue. Boy, that has not been a factor here.
Wow. All 3 of his kickoffs have been to the exact pass on the 3-yard line. So they've been working on it.
We'll take it. Broncos putting on a show. Looking good. I got a little goosebumps here. Turn, handoff. Now rolling, actually. Near side. Trying to trace down. Yes, David Tippin. And don't do that. That's a probably intentional grounding of some kind. Another nice play by Cade Myers. Tracking him down. Boy, he just got enough of him to knock him down.
Right. No TFL out there right now. Giving him a little break. It's hot out, so making sure all the guys are hydrated. That's a good thing about this depth that we keep talking about. You can rotate guys in and out, and they're not exhausted in the fourth quarter.
Right. Yeah, you should be, ideally, you're going to platoon at this level, at 5A level, and Spring Hill's been growing and just kind of getting into that 5A level, and that's just going to happen. But, boy, starting to see a little bit of that here. Turn, handoff, straight dive again. Noah Anderton at the point of attack, and he'll take him all the way back. Noah just drove that dude and made him go a different direction than he wanted to go.
He just double-legged him straight to the turf.
Running by the Xavier Ragozo, 6 foot 165, going against Anderton. And Anderton at 5'11", 185.
I think 185 is generous.
We'll take it. Boy, football roster. I love a football roster weight.
Right.
Turn, handoff. This time trying to catch the edge. Again, running. The outside edge contain has been phenomenal.
Absolutely, it has.
And another nice pursuit that time, and it's Ryan Paul. Excuse me, McConnell making that. No, that rather was. I think I had that at the right time. Kendall Heiss, rather, making that tackle. Kendall Heiss, another one of those kids Coach really talked glowingly about, and expectations in the secondary. Really likes his secondary with these guys. Drop it back to return. Clayton Valerie going to be the return man. A little bit of a wobbly kick. It will be.
That is by far their best punt of the night.
They'll start at the 41. That's the worst field position of the night for Spring Hill as well. Yeah. And so Spring Hill starts at their own at the Bonner 41. They have not yet started in their own territory. 5:07 to go here in this first quarter. In game number 1, you don't have everything. You don't have your full offense in, right? And I talked to Coach a little bit about what you see and what you want to do with some of those weapons. We haven't talked about some of the other weapons they've got, Cooper D. Albini, for instance, and how they're going to work them in. But some of that stuff may come week 2, week 3. You don't want to give it all away in week 1.
Sure.
Straight drop for B-Shore. Plenty of time. He'll load up, let it fly. He's got a man wide open. He'll make the catch. Touchdown. Broncos, Corey Kirkner, welcome to high school, 6'3", 170, the freshman. A 41-yard touchdown reception, and the Broncos are blowing it open.
Great blocking up front, and great patience by B-Shore in the back, just settling down in the pocket, staying calm, getting just enough air underneath it. Sometimes it sounds crazy, but hitting that wide open receiver is that a little harder than it sounds.
Corey Kirkner. You like it when a coach gives you a little insight, and then it comes true on game number 1. A 41-yard touchdown connection from B-Shore to Kirkner has the Broncos up 22-0 in the first. We're back at 32nd.
The industry's most advanced equipment and training, state-of-the-art diagnostic tools, and the small-town friendly service you expect. That's J&T Auto Service in Spring Hill. Eliminate the veil of uncertainty with J&T Auto's digital diagnostic process. This unique service ensures transparency, clear communication, and documentation, allowing for a quick and complete repair. To learn more or to schedule an appointment, call 913-592-6424. You can also visit jtautoinc.com.
$22-0 here in the first quarter. You don't know that because I don't have it on the screen, but I will. First game jitters for everybody, I think, a little bit.
Let's see his accuracy again this time. If he can nail it on the tree. Left half.
Kicks up. Nice job by Caden following that. It will fall a little bit short of that. He'll field it at the 2 this time. Center return. There are nobody blocking up front. I mean, they're just running right by him. Kickoff return is not, it's pretty, got some holes in it. And that when the guy is at the 10 after fielding the ball at the 2 and everybody in front of him has a different colored jersey, that's not ideal.
Right.
And that's what's happening right now. So Bonner backed up once again. Leading 22-0. Bonner will start at their own 10. 4:55 to play in the first. Things will get considerably more difficult schedule-wise. Matt and I were talking here off the in the break. Tonganoxie in week 2, they're going to be up a little bit from even a year ago.
Yeah, they'll be tough. You got a good senior class.
Outside run, best straight run they've had here in a bit. That's a gain of 6. Off the near side. On the carry for Bonner's number 21. Dominic Schreerbaum. Going to bring up a second down at 4. Now, I've only gotten to week 1 and 2. I haven't looked past week 3. I'm a stereotypical coach guy. You one game at a time. You got to think of one play at a time, one game at a time. That one play right there, not much there. In fact, maybe just back to the line of scrimmage on the run by McConnell. It'll bring up a third down at 4.
I'd be guessing if I went past week 2. But I think
I can bring it up. I know where to find it.
Ottawa, Eudora, Southwest.
That's pretty impressive. You can pull that off the top of your brain.
Halo, though, wins that one. That one was just right before Little Square, I think.
Trying to scramble out there as the quarterback trying to get to the edge, and he's not able to do that. Rip down. Kalen Street just trying to run to get something, and it was mostly backwards that time, out of bounds. It can be a big loss on it, all the way back near the 10 where the original line of scrimmage was, so a loss of about 6. Now, when your kicking game and the punting situation is not great, it gets worse when you get pinned in deeper here near your goal line.
Oh, it makes your life a lot harder when you're working inside your 20 every time.
This time they will get a decent one and stay away from it. Stay completely away from it, buddy.
Either do it or don't.
Yeah.
Coach will talk to him.
Yep, that's a dangerous little proposition there.
They'll have a conversation on the sideline.
Back there to return that one was Ryan Paul. He's got some experience doing that, so rare mistake there, but luckily nothing happened back. They will start this drive, though. The Broncos will, for the first time, inside their own territory, albeit just barely.
At the 49.
They will start at their own 49-yard line here. 3:33 to play first quarter. It has been a Broncos show so far. Offensively, they've been able to do just about whatever they've wanted to. And defensively, they're stopping them in their tracks. First down and 10 for the Broncos from their own 49-yard line. One wide receiver near side, one to the far side. Turn, handoff, McKenna. Trying to stutter step, finds that hole. Now he's in the open room. He's got 10 yards and more across the 35 up near the 31-yard line. That'll be a 19-yard run. We'll see where they put that ball. 18-yard run for Colton McKenna on first down and 10.
Wow. Just watch the offensive line, EJ, just for a minute. I know you're a lineman guy anyway, but
I'll watch him on this play right here. Off that side. And boy, do I do it, and they get some penetration that time.
The one time they got somebody through. It's probably a stunt.
Penalty flag comes back there as well, right at that spot. That could be a holding penalty. We'll see. Back there battling with him was Gage Wingirter, 6'3", 290-pound junior. This will be a chance for you to work out some new rules. Where that flag sits right now is 2 yards behind the line of scrimmage. Last year, that spot of this penalty, if it's a holding penalty, would have been from that flag. New rule, it goes from the line of scrimmage. So something to know, if there's a big holding penalty 10 yards deep. Well, think about that. If there's a holding penalty beyond 10 yards, I wonder what that rule is, because my offensive line mind goes, well, if I'm outside 10 yards, hold,
because then you break even.
And if it's beyond 10 yards, I don't know what you do.
That's interesting. I wasn't aware of that.
Yeah.
Well, it's not 10 yards from where the flag was on that play. So that was 10 yards from
it's from the line of scrimmage. Yep, that's what I'm telling. That's what the new rule is. And in fact, the line of scrimmage, I think that might have been a 9-yard penalty.
What? Yeah.
Because that was at the 32 and the ball's at the 41.
First game of the year.
Quarterback keeper Bishaw on the zone read. Did not run a ton last year, but this time he'll pick up a big chunk, all that penalty yardage and plus some, a 12-yard run, 11-yard run by Colton McCann, or by Tyson Bishaw, rather.
That's something I'd like to see a little bit more, just to create that diversity on offense. I think just the threat of the quarterback running is huge.
Agreed. 23 carries for just 87 yards last year. No touchdowns. They didn't have to use him necessarily in that way, but on the edge, keeps people honest. And when your quarterback can do that, it opens a lot of other things up to you. 2 wide receivers near side, 1 tight end far side, looking left all the way. He'll flip it out here wide open. Caught at the 20. Up near the 15-yard line, caught for the Broncos by number 13, Gabe Elliott Thomas, the 5'10", 175-pound senior wide receiver. Elliott Thomas will pick that one up and get a first down. And a pass of 12 yards up to the 15-yard line.
Back there, line. First got time to set his feet. 15-yard line. Took his time with his throws.
2 wide receivers far side, 1 man in the slot, is Elliott Thomas. Turn, handoff. This is Anderton's first offensive carry of the game. He'll drag people forward. Just some tremendous strength for his size. And he will roll forward up near the 11-yard line. It'll be a gain of 4, bring up 2nd down and 6.
Yeah, he's got some legs on him. He's a strong kid.
And with the experience, too, I mean, as many times as he carried the ball last year, 208 carries. He knows what he's looking for out there. That was for McCann. Anderton knows what he's looking for. He's looking for the end zone. How about Noah Anderton from 11 yards out, just rumbling, stumbling, doing it old school way.
Just a good hard
nose on the ball and got going.
He did. Good hard nose run.
So Colton McCann, or excuse me, I've said Colton's name enough. Noah Anderton, rather. He'll get the pay dirt this time. An 11-yard touchdown run by Anderton. Jackson on to kick the point after attempt. Snaps back, holds down, kick is on its way, and it's good. Broncos lead at 28-0 here in the first quarter. We're back in 1 minute on Spring Hill Sports Live.
Healthy Smiles. Dr. Claire Strode and her staff have decades of combined experience, offering clear and metal Damon Smile braces and Invisalign clear aligners for teens and adults. Dr. Strode tailors your treatment to meet your specific needs with 3 convenient locations in Olathe, Overland Park, and Spring Hill. Strode Orthodontics is ready to give you the beautiful smile you've always wanted. Call for your free no-obligation consultation, 913-491-3400, or visit StrodeOrtho.com.
29-0, 118 to play. Last drive capped off on a 11-yard touchdown run by Noah Anderton. 5 plays, 51-yard drive. Just over 2 minutes off the clock in it. They're scoring quickly. And this one's going to be over soon.
And efficient. Right? They're mixing it up, throwing it, running it.
And Ryan Jackson again put that boot into it.
That's better.
Right to his spot at the 5-yard line. Near side return. Gathered up and brought down. Nice job in the open field to get a hold of him. Coming up there to make that play for Spring Hill, number 8. Ken Shuckman. Cohen Sheckman. Cohen. First down and 10 for Bonner, and their offensive numbers are not great. I'm not really even keeping track, to be honest with you. I've lost track on that, but every drive's ended in a punt. They did get one first down early. Not sure. That may be the only one.
That was barely.
And it was just barely. Bonner trying to figure it out here just a little bit. This new offense, close huddle to it and turn around. I like that. I ran more getting from the huddle to the line of scrimmage in my career. Bootleg out here, throw it up, and just threw it up for a prayer to his big tight end for Bonner, number 88, the intended receiver, Devin Taylor.
Well covered by the Broncos. Everybody was in the right position. Not a lot of options on the short side of the field there for the quarterback.
Hagen Wade crafted coverage there for Spring Hill. Second down and 10 for the Bonner Springs Braves. Minute 7. Clock stopped here in this first quarter. Turn, handoff, dive back this time. And he is gobbled up, hit immediately. They are well schooled on this offense, are the Broncos. Tackle in there. Bo Gardner. Bo Gardner is 55 in this roster. That's why I was trying to track down who it was.
Good strong tackle. Had him wrapped up, rode his feet.
Gardner, 6'3", 210. Older brother played in the Kansas Shrine Bowl a couple of years back, and they have had some good ones here for Spring Hill. Turn, handoff again. Not much there. Gathered up once again. And going backwards is Bonner.
Those running backs are they're fighting for their lives before they even hit the line of scrimmage. The defensive line is just manhandling the O-line for Bonner.
Another one by Gardner. Inside, helped out on the interior line for Spring Hill. Also in there is Carson Royal, 6'2", 210, the punter also. They'll punt it away. This one, wobbler. Just goes away from the return man for Spring Hill, Clayton Valley. Valley going to try to make a couple of guys miss. We'll see what he's got in the open field. He'll pick his way forward. A good return for Valley, a about 20-yard return. Sacked right at 20-yard return for Valley, and that's where the Broncos will start this drive here. That's the end of the first quarter. Spring Hill all over Bonner Springs here tonight on Spring Hill Sports Live. We're back in 1 minute. You're watching Bronco football, and you're home for Spring Hill High School Athletics, Spring Hill Sports Live.
Hello, I'm Dr.
Getting ready to start the second half here in Spring Hill, the Broncos, second quarter rather. Broncos. This is great, really, for week one. I mean, you want to get tested. You don't want to get tested too much in week number one, and you got to come out and do it. You need some live fire. You've got 3 new offensive linemen trying to get their first reps. I mean, this is kind of a best-case scenario to get the season off on the right foot.
Well, look at the FBS teams. They're all playing FCS schools, a lot of them this weekend, and there's a reason they want to start with a Missouri State like KU or SEMO like K-State. They want to see what they have, what they can do, get a lot of guys playing time.
And just like sometimes those teams, sometimes you get beat, and then you go back to the drawing board early, you know?
Yep.
Start the second quarter here. Promised you I'd put a quarter in there, and I never did that. I will. Rolling near side, be sure looking. He's got another wide open. It's another one for Kirkner. Kirkner stopped one guy. He makes him miss into the end zone. Touchdown. Corey Kirkner. A 36-yard touchdown pitch and catch.
Kirkner did a great job getting open, first of all. B-Shore did a really good job rolling out to his right, throwing on the run, but he still set his feet when he threw it. And then a great juke at the end to get the points.
his second touchdown of the game. And he is showing up big as a freshman. He's got, 2 touchdowns, 77 yards in receiving in those touchdowns. And the kick is up, and it's good by Ryan Jackson. 36-0. The Spring Hill Broncos lead it over the Bonner Springs Braves. We're back in 30 seconds on Spring Hill Sports.
For more than 20 years, Gherkin Rental has been the place to go to get the job done in eastern Kansas and western Missouri. With a huge selection of quality equipment, from roll-offs to trailers, telehandlers to generators, power washers to popcorn makers. Experienced equipment professionals and clean, well-maintained tools to help you get the job done right the first time. Gherkin Rental. Stop by any of their 13 locations across the KC Metro or call 855-GHERKINS. That's 855-437-5367.
$36-0, a one-play drive to kick off the second quarter for the Broncos, capped off on a 36-yard pitch and catch from quarterback Tyson Beshore to freshman wide receiver Corey Kirkner. And his career has begun. We're probably going to say the word Kirkner a lot in the next 4 years.
That's a good thing. That means they're scoring some points.
This time that little bobble on the return kind of helped him a little bit. The coverage overran it, and a return up near the 25-yard line. That's where Bonner will start this one. We were talking off air a little bit. This offense, I've told people before, if in a broadcaster's dream, if somebody goes, hey, you get to coach. But I go, if you told me I get to start a program, you're now the head football coach of a team that struggles, because I'm probably not getting another job.
Right.
I would probably run that offense, because there are ways to run that offense that can disguise limitations, perhaps, but it is a difficult one to learn. When you see it ran well, Holton, Hutchinson back in the 2000s, some of those teams. Andale right now has not lost the game in a long time. They have the longest streak in America, and they run this exact offense.
Right. It's assignment sound football. You have to be very, very, very particularly detail-oriented with what you do.
That time, not much on first down.
And you can get away with limited athleticism on your offense. You can do it with just about anybody.
Yeah, that's another reason why I'm a big fan of the option. That's what I ran in high school and college as well. And I'm a huge fan of the option, because that's one of those offenses, you can win a lot of games with a 5'9", 5'10", 200-pound offensive lineman.
Right. And they can move.
Yeah,
they can pull.
You're trying to pull here, turn handoff, and they're just finding that hole that time again, just right where he needed to be. Another nice play defensively by Bo Gardner, and he's showing up big, is Gardner. Bo not quite as beefy, perhaps. He's a junior now, as one of the older ones. But the other one was Denver was a kicker, and that was Bear. Bear was a kicker, and then Denver came in and made his name known here as well, and now here's Bo. And some more, I'm sure. I don't know. I've only been here for four years now, so I don't know all the families. Turn handoff, rolling, looking, trying, scrambles out of the pocket and closed in a hurry for Spring Hill. Again, the speed is a factor here for the Broncos as well. Clayton Valerie. And you see in some of these guys that Coach talked about maybe either new to the program or the underclassmen are moving into the upperclassmen spot.
Right.
Valerie's been one of those guys we called a lot already tonight. 36-0 here in this one. Another short punt. This will net about 20 yards or so, go beyond the 41. And that's where the Broncos once again will start. You'll start to see some guys sprinkling in here again, some of that depth. This is another one of those opportunities to develop that early in the season. And that way, when the guys got to be plugged in there in week 5,
they're ready.
They've done it at least once.
Yep.
Go ahead.
Get the Friday night lights, get the nerves out. And they've been there, done that.
Spring Hill. First down and 10, this time again inside the Bonner territory at the Bonner 41-yard line. Hear that Bronco cheer squad, spirit squad. McKenna wrapped up, brought down. Good play there for Bonner. Tackle made by number 10, Noah Gutierrez, the 5'9", 145-pound sophomore in there, but a gain of 4 for McKenna. McKenna with a touchdown here in this one. Noah Anderton with a touchdown. Kirkner with 2. Hand off McKenna. Gobbled up. Don't let that dude get a real good hold of you if you can avoid it. Right. 88 for Bonner. 88. Devin Taylor, 6'4", 255. That is a grown man. Got the size, full show.
Right.
Down on that DN spot. They run a 3-man front against the Broncos, just trying to have some guys on the edge. That's helped the O line too get some surge with that just 3-man front. Now they'll walk the guy up there on the end.
Right.
Alarm going off. Pass down, thrown up. There it is again. Kirkner got to make a guy miss. If he keeps his feet, he's scoring his 3rd touchdown of the game. Did get knocked down just barely, but man, he is finding the open spot, and they're having a hard time covering.
Well, it's just a matchup anchor for the D-back. And remember, that's a freshman.
Mm-hmm. $20-yard completion. Turn hand out Buchanan again. Trying to pick his way through. Looking to the end zone. Touchdown! Broncos! A 17-yard touchdown run by Colton McKenna.
McKenna very patient, just biding his time, waiting to make the right cuts. He's just so deliberate with the way he runs the ball. We always say how hard he runs, but it's just that vision and how his attention to detail when he's running the ball is really, really good for his age. Usually don't see that until college and NFL guys that have vision like that.
Jackson, a little bit of a wobbler there, but able to get it through the uprights. 43-0 here in the first half. This one's getting ugly. We're back in 30 seconds on Spring Hill.
Hello, I'm Dr. Alyssa O'Connor, and I would like to welcome you to Sozo Chiropractic.
So many people only seek out a chiropractor when they are in pain, but ongoing wellness care helps you deal with stress and be healthier. At Sozo Chiropractic, the focus is on holistic wellness for any age. I am Webster certified for prenatal care, pediatric trained, as well as a family chiropractor. We also offer acupuncture and sauna services.
Sozo is a Greek word that means to heal, to make well, and to restore health. And that is our goal for each one of our patients who walks through the door.
In a minute. 43-0. Broncos over the Braves. 8:37 to go here, first half. Good crowd on hand here in Spring Hill. Good crowd online as well, watching all around the country. There's a few reports from people watching different corners of the United States. Appreciate that.
That's awesome.
Incredible support once again from the Spring Hill community to make this happen.
Oh.
That time, 3 dudes back there, and you got it, you got it, you got it. Everybody got it. And it goes through the back of the end zone. The goods worked out for him. Had that ball not rolled all the way in the end zone, they would have had somebody who had a really nice offensive or special teams play.
I mean, they've been getting drilled all night. Do you blame them?
Yeah, that's fair point.
They get the ball farther up the field, and they don't get pummeled.
That's right. So Bonner, once again, they'll start at their own 20-yard line. Don't forget, go check out across our network, varsitysportslive.com. Check out all the games, 10 high school football games, 20 teams playing tonight on varsitysportslive.com. Turn, handoff, second guy through. Bounce off one, got his helmet completely yanked off. Flag's going to come in. It was very inadvertent. It was just, he kind of grabbed him on his shoulder pads, his hand slid off his shoulder pads and ripped the helmet right off. It's just bad luck. It's typically not a penalty just for a helmet to come off.
No.
So unless there was maybe a holding penalty at that exact same point as well, we'll see what they say. Crowd heard something that I did not. And it's the marker about 3 yards deeper. Now going to move it forward. It definitely wasn't. It was a back helmet mask. What's that? If you grab it from, that's what it looked like to me. I maybe missed it, but it looked like it was ripped off from behind him, which Maybe that is a face mask. Does a face mask have to be on the face mask, though, doesn't it?
I mean, I think if you grab the ear hole, I think they would count that as a face
Maybe that's
mask,
what happened,
so.
yeah. Handoff. Getting going. Finally got through that line of scrimmage. They have not done a whole lot of on the carry there for the Braves.
When in doubt, if it involves the head, they're probably going to call it every time.
I'm fine with that.
And when it's 43-0, they're probably going to call it in favor of the team that's got 0. So
Leonard Fungashaw on that carry for the Braves. A 4-yard pickup. Sitting down in 6. Fungashaw again. He'll get back and get a yard. He's running hard.
So Bonner's done a good job protecting the football this season. As much as they're getting swarmed, they're doing a pretty good job protecting it.
Yeah, and that looks like something they've been schooled on. This offense, again, this isn't necessarily about finding the hole. The hole's supposed to be there.
Right. Yeah.
And you're supposed to cover the ball and get through the hole. And once you get through it, then if things are open, but they're covering the ball really well. And there's a lot of guys raking it at it inside there.
All right, you run to the spot.
4 men front for the Broncos. It's time to go the other direction and just not able to get outside of that edge, being tracked down for Spring Hill. Tackle made for the Broncos by Kendall Heiss. And it'll be a gain of nothing. It'll bring up a 4th down and 4. They'll give him 1 yard on it. 4th down. Some of the best field position so far for Bonner. They'll back up to return this punt. Will Valerie. He scoots all the way up now. Now they're going to run a play. Rolling outside, looking to throw it down the field. Now flushed out. Whitcraft slaps at the ball. He'll fling it forward, and not much doing there as it goes out of bounds. Penalty flag sitting over at the 41-yard line.
Can that a late hit maybe, or?
Let's see.
I didn't see.
Officials will work that out over there across the way. Back here at home next week as we welcome in the Tonganoxie Chieftains. Again, I expect that one to be a really competitive ball game. Pre-game coverage will start at 6:30 with the Comfort Designs pregame show. Kickoff at 7 o'clock right back here in Spring Hill.
You're on your own next Friday, unfortunately.
That's what I heard.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll auction off a guest spot.
That's right.
It's up here to do color for the Spring Hill broadcast. The bidding goes, I probably have to pay, won't I? They'll go the other direction. So, looks like a personal foul is the indication. So, they are giving them some Broncos a face mask penalty and now a personal foul penalty. Another one, back-to-back personal foul, or 2 personal fouls on here on this drive have kept this alive for the Braves. Another play made by Gardner. He is everywhere right now.
He's fired up, as it should be.
Tackle, the run rather, was by Funkashaw. No gain on the play. Royal will come off for the Broncos. Near side D end over here for Spring Hill as well. Blaine Sommer, 6 foot, 210 pounds, junior. They'll run right at him. Now pressure comes. Throw it out. Good coverage down the field.
Great coverage.
For Spring Hill in coverage was number 33 rather, was Kendall Heiss.
Yeah, he looked good. He had his hands exactly where they should be. Good, technically sound coverage by the defensive back.
Heiss with some speed, exceptional speed, which will help him in that coverage. And Heiss coming into the play corner has allowed them to kind of move Porter Jones into more of a safety spot, which is more traditional for him, I think, and allows him to take advantage of his run-stopping ability.
Right.
3rd down and 10 for Bonner. Near side. Ramped up. Brought down. They can run by McConnell. Will pick up 3 yards and bring up 4th down and 7. Has made this second quarter start to burn away just a little bit quicker here after a first quarter that had a flurry of scores. Plenty to recap here on the Michael Grand Farm Bureau Financial Services halftime show coming up in just a little bit. We'll look around the area, get some updates as well from the Frontier League, this area as well across our network, and we will get you ready for second half. And also have performances by the band and cheer squad here at halftime as well. They'll pick up about 3 on 4th down, and that's okay. It'll be a turnover on downs for Bonner Springs. And so now Spring Hill with 4:52 to play. What a crowd.
It's about as full as I've ever seen it here.
Agreed.
Looks good.
Well, hopefully you all go home, and I get on the mic here real quick, tell them to go home and watch the game. They watch it again.
That's right.
And see some of those highlights. Go to varsitysportslive.com/Spring Hill if you want to see the Spring Hill broadcasts. Handoff left side, new running back here for the Broncos. Into the game. Patrick Stump. 6 foot, 190 pound junior. He got pushed into service a couple of times last year as well, and always falls forward, gets positive yardage. That's what you want for your backup running back.
Yeah, he's a good hard runner.
So important.
This time coming to the near side. Torres, he'll bust off one. Penalty flag comes in here as well. Probably going to be a holding penalty if my guess is right on Madden Oswald.
Yeah, a cutback like that is hard for a lineman to maintain.
So a holding penalty will back them up. It should go back. We'll see where they spot this. It should be back to the 30. Yes.
You never want to see penalties, but this is giving the coaches something at halftime to go over and talk to them about. Because, the first quarter, what are you going to talk to them about? I mean, they just had their way. They did everything right, and you just kind of had their way.
Right.
But now it's okay. When he does this, this is where you put your feet. That's how you move your hands.
So I back him up. It'll bring up a 2nd down and 13. Be sure. Flip it out. He's got Torres. Torres over to the 38-yard line. It'll be a gain of 8 on the play. And then it'll bring up a 3rd down and manageable. I'm not sure how many 3rd downs the Broncos have had in this first half. I could go look, I reckon. So that'll be a gain of 8. Bring up a 3rd down and 5 for Spring Hill. 3:50 to play inside the 4-minute mark of this second quarter. Halftime show coming your way. Stomp this time, big penetration there. Somebody missed their man, an assignment error there, and a biggest defensive play of the game so far for Bonner by Jaden Morris, 6'2", 270. They've got plenty of size up there in Bonner, and that's a loss of 2. The first negative play, I think, of the game as well. You're working in some offensive linemen there, I believe.
Yep.
So a loss of 3 will be the first punt of the game for Carson Royal.
And punt formation number 51, Carson Royal.
Coach said his hair was longer this year, but it doesn't look like it's poking out the bottom. He has gorgeous golden locks. I'm follically challenged, so I always recognize good hair when I see it.
Yeah.
Here's a issue now, and a timeout going to be called on special teams. Just personnel, that's one of those things, you go through the season and you do all the offense and all the defense, and coaches talk a big game and say that, special teams is a third of the game, but sometimes personnel is not always exactly buttoned up here in week number 1. And so just getting a guy on there late and have to call a timeout on a punt, not ideal, but they'll rack it and get it going here under 3 minutes to play. And again, Spring Hill Broncos, let's go look at that. You gave us that schedule off the top of your dome, but let's go see where we'll be the rest of this year. The Broncos doing everything they need to do here today. So 4th down and now the punting situation after the timeouts called by Spring Hill. Now, this has been the longest punt in a while. Good snap. Royal put a boot into it. Good one by Carson Royal. That will bounce and take a Bronco roll as well. About a 30 33-yard punt by Carson Royal. Last year also the snapping was an issue. Remember that second game of the year, two of them, I believe, went over the punter's head and caused some problems in a close game against Tonganoxie. That was very well executed right there. And so Spring Hill will start, or Bonner rather, will start this drive at our own 31-yard line. First punt of the game for Spring Hill.
Good height underneath the punt, and you want to make sure that you punt a couple times in a game so you can see what you need to work on, and like this very much better execution.
Home with Tongi, at Eudora, at Blue Valley Southwest, home with Ottawa, home with Paola,
Lewisburg, Fort Scott.
Fort Scott,
Lewisburg.
Yeah, Fort Scott. I didn't realize we played Fort Scott again.
Yep.
They're down at Paola right now. Good run on first down for Bonner up near the 41-yard line. It'll be about their biggest run of the night, and they will give them a first down. I think their second first down of the game.
Around 41.
On a 10-yard run for Bonner. First down and 10 from the 41. Turn off near side. Bonner able to pick up a couple on the carry by Dominic Shearbaum.
On carry number 21, Dominic Shearbaum. Tackle number 3, George Miller.
And again, coming up on the Michael Grand Farm Bureau Financial Services halftime show, big performance by the band here. They're going to do their show performance as well as a performance by the Cheers squad. We'll have those for you on the halftime show, as well as a look around the area and more. Handoff. And ball comes loose. And it all indications looking like it's going to be in favor of the Broncos. First turnover of the ball game goes the way of the guys in purple.
Well, we jinxed her. We were giving credit to Bonner about their ball security, which they've done excellent. And he had both hands on the ball, but they just punched it out and made a great defensive play to get the ball.
So a turnover will give them the ball back here with 1:41. Bringing 40 broadcast schedule again to you. We'll have all that again online soon. Some volleyball, more volleyball, and soccer coming your way this year than ever before across our network. You'll be able to catch those on other channels as well as Spring Hill Sports Live. Put together a schedule that's getting us more coverage across the Frontier League. Handoff, Torres. Good hard run. Jackson, relatively new to the running back spot. I mean, he's gotten some carries last year.
Yep.
They're going to use him more at that running back spot, kind of an H-back almost, and pulled him in from the wide receiver there to play that. But he's got to learn run hard and run downhill, and he used that body to his advantage. That could really be a factor. 5-yard pickup and a timeout taken. We'll take a timeout as well. We're back in 1 minute. You're watching Bronco football on Spring Hill Sports Live.
Hi, I'm Dr. Aaron Stos with Paola Vet Clinic. We'd like to thank you for trusting us with the care of your pets and large animals. At Paola Vet Clinic, we're proud to be your hometown veterinarians who know and care about your family. We provide cutting-edge diagnostic services, digital radiology, ultrasound, and in-house same-day blood work, chiropractic, and reproductive services. Come in and see us at our new location here in Paola in the Industrial Park with indoor cattle and equine facilities complete with a hydraulic tip chute. With a team of 11 veterinarians, our commitment to this community makes Paola Vet Clinic the vets you can trust.
Second down and 5 for Spring Hill. Beshore still in there. Spot pass out far side. Trying to dive for that first down on the pass to Ryan Jackson. He'll
not quite. I'm on the call. 31.
Third down and 1 for Spring Hill.
34.
So a first down is 1 yard away here for Spring Hill to probably end this first half. Turn, handoff. Torres, he's got it. Makes one guy miss on his feet. Cuts back against the grain. Mitten on a show. Who's operating the control stick for Jackson Torres as he runs forward for 14 yards to get the first down, 13 yards officially. And that should be the final play, as the play clock at 40 and the game clock at 38. They do not necessarily have to run another play. We'll see what they decide to do. Stump to the left of B Shore. Torres right behind him. Turn, handoff. Jackson again. Across the 25. Good job upending him there in the open field. A tackle for Bonner Springs. Frankie Garcia. And he is... Spring Hill's going to take a timeout. Broncos trying to run their offense down the stretch here. You get opportunities to do kind of your 2-minute offense late in the first half. See what you can do. Now, they're not necessarily running that, but Jackson Torres is able to get some big chunks of yardage. Timeout, we'll go ahead and keep it here as well. But
it's still the first half. I mean, I think you need to run your offense, and you need to prepare for situations down the road where you need to score quickly. I mean, I know the score is out of hand, but it's not like they're doing it at the end of the third quarter. You know, Spring Hill still deserves to run their plays.
2nd down and 5 after the run by Torres. Straight drop for B Shore. Now rolling, looking, flushed down the sideline. He'll pitch one out, nearly intercepted, and that'll stop the clock with 14 seconds.
Trying to find his hitter, Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, well, that was a little fun one there. Chef's kickoff week from yesterday.
Right, yep.
I had some broadcasts scheduled for next Thursday night, and then we still have a couple, but realized that they'd be butting right up against the Chiefs, and that's probably not great for viewership.
Sure.
Handoff stump. And he gets gobbled up. Nice play again in the open field, and that should let this clock roll down. 3 seconds left. And that'll be the final play. So on a half that had very few negative plays, the Broncos will end the half on a loss of 4. But it has been very few dark spots and a ton of bright here for the Broncos in game number 1 of this new season. Spring Hill all over Bonner, 43-0. We'll talk about it when we return on the Michael Grand Farm Bureau Financial Services halftime show. Got your halftime look at the numbers, look around the area as well. All that and more still to come. We'll hear from the band when we return in 2 minutes on the Michael Grand Farm Bureau Financial Services halftime show on Spring Hill Sports.
Michael Grant at Farm Bureau Financial Services is a proud supporter of Spring Hill and cheering on the Broncos. At Farm Bureau Financial Services, their number one goal is to protect you and your family. Insurance is complicated and not one size fits all. Michael and his team take pride in the relationship they build with their client members. Let them work with you to customize a plan that protects your livelihood and your future. To learn more, call Michael Grant at Farm Bureau Financial Services 913-592-2336 or visit them at 117 South Main in Spring Hill.
First Option Bank, community banking at its best. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
For more than 20 years, Gherkin Rental has been the place to go to get the job done in eastern Kansas and western Missouri. With a huge selection of quality equipment, from roll-offs to trailers, telehandlers to generators, power washers to popcorn makers. Experienced equipment professionals and clean, well-maintained tools to help you get the job done right the first time. Gherkin Rental. Stop by any of their 13 locations across the KC Metro or call 855-GHERKINS. That's 855-437-5367.
Michael Grant at Farm Bureau Financial.
Back out here in Spring Hill, BJ Harris, Matt Jones, Caden Carbajo here on the Michael Grand Farm Bureau Financial Services halftime show, the Bronco band. Caden, there's a graphic on that shot, so you're going to be covering up sort of those kids. Just pan down. Pan down. Yeah, there you go. Halftime in this one, the Broncos all over Bonner Springs. Not a ton to talk about in the first half other than some high octane offense by Spring Hill and a stifling defense. We'll recover and review more of that when we return. But first, let's hear from this impressive band, Spring Hill Marching Band, under the direction of new director Tristan Bartley.
It's not any of that. Our voice is not.
We do apologize just a little bit. Crowd mic's not picking up the band performance, so not sure exactly. You got the chance to see them, but I'm not sure how much of that y'all heard. We'll get that squared away and have it a little bit better for the next time we get to see the band perform. Man, they put on some shows, do an all-light show at some point this year, and so excited about seeing that. We do have the dance team. I do have to explain some of this stuff when we broadcast on YouTube. We're not necessarily allowed to broadcast copyrighted music, and so we have to dump out of certain things. That's one of the reasons we don't usually show the dance team. Since our audio's not working all that great, we'll probably show this performance as well, but just want to put that out there early in the first half of the year. That one of the reasons we don't is because they use music that makes our broadcast go away if we play it. So it's unfortunate, but that's part of terms of service, if you want to say that. You can tighten that up just a little bit, Caden.
Will be well. Good luck. Music is on. See too many scores, yeah.
Dazzlers Dance Squad entertaining us here on the Michael Grand Farm Bureau Financial Services halftime show. Still got to recap the first half. It'll be fairly straightforward when we do so, but able to roll out all these kids for their first big performances of the year. We're going to broadcast them. That's one of the benefits of Spring Hill for Sports Live, as well as our other network channels, offering up a little insight into the school and these other sports, other kids, trying to give them as much publicity as possible. And things a static camera, not operated by a human, can't do. All right? Man, look at that cheer squad. How deep are we? There's 9, 13, 17, 21 deep. Broncos Spirit Squad here at halftime. Music, man. Just push play. Again, other sports kicking off next week and the following weeks with volleyball, soccer, boys soccer taking place on Spring Hill Sports Live. Just encourage you to keep up to date at varsitysportslive.com. We'll have those schedules updated daily, or weekly rather, and trying to have the full season up on there so you can plan ahead for your viewing schedule, know where you need to be. Again, some of those will be played. For instance, Spring Hill might be playing soccer at Lewisburg. That would be on Lewisburg Sports Live. Cheer Squad having a little bit of struggle here getting their music on cue. There they come. Nice. Nice. There you go. Spring Hill Spirit Squad. I was around 200 of those cheerleaders at the Kansas Shrine Bowl this year. Boy, you want to bring some energy to the room. All right, we're going to take another quick break. We come back, we'll recap the first half, start to get you ready for second half here on the Michael Grand Farm Bureau Financial Services halftime show on Spring Hill Sports.
Are you looking for a trusted heating and air conditioning contractor? Look no further than Comfort Designs. Comfort Designs Heating and Air has 100% NATE certified technicians who are friendly, knowledgeable, and ready to help. They'll care for your home and complete the job with speed and precision. Locally owned and operated for more than 20 years, Comfort Designs Heating and Air Conditioning. See all they have to offer at comfortdesigns.net or schedule your appointment at 913-592-4453. Your home is your sanctuary, and it deserves to look its best. Whether you're looking to update your interior, spruce up your exterior, or give your cabinets a fresh look, trusted residential house painters Absolute Painting are here to help. At Absolute Painting, they specialize in providing top-notch home painting services to homeowners just like you. Their team of professionals have years of experience and the skills necessary to transform your home into a beautiful, welcoming space. Call for a free quote today. Absolute Painting, where quality is absolute. For more than 20 years, Gherkin Rental has been the place to go to get the job done in eastern Kansas and western Missouri. With a huge selection of quality equipment, from roll-offs to trailers, telehandlers to generators, power washers to popcorn makers. Experienced equipment professionals and clean, well-maintained tools to help you get the job done right the first time. Gherkin Rental. Stop by any of their 13 locations across the KC Metro or call 855-GHERKINS. That's 855-437-5367.
At Olathe Health, we perform cutting-edge surgical procedures because changing lives with innovative care drives us, one patient at a time. Olathe Health. Advanced healthcare. Advancing lives.
If you're off your game because of pain or injury, turn to Olathe Health because orthopedics is our game. Joint repair and replacement, chronic conditions and injuries, hand surgery, sports medicine. Make an appointment today.
Hi, I'm Dr. Aaron Stoes with Paola Vet Clinic. We'd like to thank you for trusting us with the care of your pets and large animals. At Paola Vet Clinic, we're proud to be your hometown veterinarians who know and care about your family. We provide cutting-edge diagnostic services, digital radiology, ultrasound, and in-house same-day blood work, chiropractic, and reproductive services. Come in and see us at our new location here in Paola in the Industrial Park with indoor cattle and equine facilities complete with a hydraulic tip chute. With a team of 11 veterinarians, our commitment to this community makes Paola Vet Clinic the vets you can trust.
Welcome back out here to the Michael Grand Farm Bureau Financial Services halftime show. BJ Harris, Matt Jones, Caden Carvajo here high atop the shack in Spring Hills. The Broncos are all over the Bonner Springs Braves, 43-0 here at half. Here's how we got to where we are. We'll just kind of hit on some of those highlights in what could be a short second half. Bonner has punted quite a few times. Spring Hill on their first offensive possession took the ball over after a short punt, a 7-yard punt. They went 5 plays, 40 yards, capped off on a 7-yard touchdown run by Colton McCanna, his first of what would be 3 in the first half, rather. Punt by Bonner. 2 plays later, an incomplete pass that was intended for Kirkner. Boy, was that some foreshadowing of what would come, where he almost caught that one in the corner. The very next play, 34-yard touchdown run by Colton McCanna, 15-0 at that point. Bonner punt, Spring Hill gets it back, this time 1 play, and there he was, Corey Kirkner, with the touchdown catch. This one, 41 yards with 4:59 to play in the first quarter. Broncos led it 22-0. Another punt by Bonner. Spring Hill would get it back. This time it's an 11-yard touchdown run by Noah Anderton as he hits pay dirt on a 5-play, 51-yard drive for Spring Hill. Their longest drive of the game was that one right there at 51 yards. Another Bonner punt. Spring Hill, another one-play drive, and another one-play drive to Corey Kirkner, as this one was 36 yards from Beshore. So Beshore with 2 touchdown passes, Kirkner with 2 touchdown catches. Another punt by Bonner, and then a 3-play drive by Spring Hill. This time capped off on a 17-yard touchdown run by Colton McCanna, his third of the first half. Turnover on downs by Bonner Springs, and then a punt by Spring Hill, their first and only time they did not score in that first half besides that punt, and then the last drive where they just ran out of time before they would score. So everything's going well for Spring Hill as they come out to warm up as well. The Broncos all over Bonner Springs. And again, make sure you join us coming up next week as we welcome in the Tonganoxie Chieftains. We'll have that game for you. Pregame coverage at 6:30, kickoff at 7 o'clock. And we're going to be on the lookout. We've got a battle here, Matt, for our absolute play of the game, brought to you by Absolute Painting. From a fresh coat of paint to refinishing your cabinets, they offer a wide range of services to meet your needs. Revamp your space with our expert painters. Call for a free quote today at 785-367-3007. Absolute Painting, where quality is absolute. Boy, you hate to give it to a freshman, but his first game. You also got a running back who's got 3 touchdowns and a quarterback who's got 2 touchdown passes. I'm a defensive guy initially, and I'm liking Bo Gardner's effort so far on the defensive side. I mean, the defense in general has stopped them. So we'll see what the second half has in store, but be on the lookout for that absolute play of the game.
Absolutely.
All right, second half coming up in just a little bit. We're about a minute away. We'll take one more timeout. We'll come back. Second half action from Spring Hill, the Broncos, and Bonner Springs coming up next right here on Spring Hill Sports.
Spring Hill is your area's premier small engine repair shop. Before you replace that faulty trimmer or mower, let our experts get you back to work. And if you are in the market for a new handheld, we carry Maruyama and Red Max trimmers. Plus, hers is still the best place for hydraulic hoses, cylinder repair, and mechanical control cables. If that's not enough, we're also a UPS drop-off location. To learn more, visit us at hersinc.net, call 913-247-3530, or just stop on by. Up your
That'll wrap up our first Michael Grand Farm Bureau Financial Services halftime show of the season. Thanks, Mike, for that support. Broncos, that camera, who says it's gotten darker and darker. It does not like that. It's really just turned into a... See if that helps. Far side return. That thing is just blown completely out.
I've got a little bit. You can see it fluttering.
It's just the darkness and the brightness of that. And this camera not liking that very much, so apologize for that. It's bad. Just so you know, the score 43-0.
You know, I think they are going to put some young guys in.
We were debating whether or not they would come out with the starters or if they'd put the backups in there. Stumpf with a carry on the right side. Stumpf, that is nice. That's a good fullback type dude to have in there. Good size on him. And
right.
Now getting that experience. Well, we'll figure that one out.
Got the backup QB in, Jordan Miller.
Jordan Miller getting to play here as well. Let's start this second half. He's going to be flush, looking downfield. Good poise. Boy, try to force that one in there.
He did. A sidearm throw.
And just incomplete. Almost nearly intercepted. It'll be a third down. The clock running rules are 45 points in the third, 35 points in the fourth. Straight drop. Flow it outside. Just out of bounds. I don't believe he made the catch as well. Intended for the Broncos, number 13, Gabe Elliott Thomas. Getting quarterback in for the Broncos that drive. The youngster getting his opportunity there, but 3 and out and a punt for Royal.
Well, it wasn't too bad of a throw. It was a safe throw.
The sidearm throw on the second play of the drive, I thought was a good-looking ball. Just
looked like a shortstop
in a bit of traffic.
Right. Oh yeah.
And there's I jinxed that one. That jinx made it all the way through halftime. Royal trying to get something to happen, and he's going to all the way back. And Bonner with something to cheer about on the other side as a snap goes over the head of Carson Royal. And that's where Bonner will have their best opportunity to score right here.
Special teams malfunction.
A little bit of wind picking up. You hear that on our microphones perhaps, and it shouldn't be a factor, but it is something to report on here. We're going to report on anything we can at this point.
It's making it quite pleasant in the press box.
Yeah.
Temperature-wise with the AC.
Absolutely.
Not functioning.
Yeah. Well, I've served my duty in a variety of press boxes, and this one is in the top 10%. So
I'll take an evening like this without it any day.
This press box is as nice as most in the MIAA.
Right.
Last minute guy coming in there and that will be a timeout taken by Bonner Springs. Timeout on the field, we'll take it as well. Kind of a clunky start to the second half here in Spring Hill. So we can get it figured out when we return in 30 seconds on Spring Hill.
Stupid Go Brawley internet.
GoBrolly allows you complete control over internet usage for all devices in your home from anywhere, as it should be. Visit GoBrolly.com to learn more.
Oh, hi, honey.
Hi, Grandma. I'm really sorry. I won't be able to make it today. I have way too much homework, and you don't have enough internet.
Oh, honey.
Also back from the timeout. Apologies for that. Run for Bonner Springs off the right side. One of the better runs. Certainly the best one in the second half as he'll rumble forward for a gain of about 7. And he'll bring up a second down and 3.
Bonner had a good line surge on that one.
We're breaking in a new camera as well. It's a high-end camera, but it does have a little zoom issue, so apologize for that. Caden's doing the best he can with it, but we'll get that dialed in as well. Working out the bugs here in week 1. Broncos have hit it pretty crisp. That'll be a first down run for Bonner Springs up just across the 10-yard line. This is a moment here where you pretend like it's not 43-0 defensively,
which is hard,
and put your back against the wall and feel like we want that goose egg to stay up there.
Yep.
It kind of takes a little bit, it goes into that pride bucket a little bit, and some sprinkle in replacements. They'll hand off to the dive back, and he is bottled up. Everybody's getting tackled.
Which is how you're supposed to defend this offense. So good.
Nice job there up the middle. Where they got in there and held that line, did the Broncos. Tackle made for Spring Hill by number 76, the sophomore Clayton Meek, along with Bo Gardner. Well, I'm thinking we're going to give a defensive and offensive play of the game.
If nothing else, you're going to have more snaps by far, because McCanna didn't play much of the second quarter. Played a couple series, and then they put Stumpf in and ran the ball with Torres.
And that's our Meadowlark player of the game. We've got our play of the game and player of the game.
Right.
Run off the right side for McConnell. He'll roll across the 10-yard line up to the 9. It'll be a gain of 1, maybe a yard and a half. It'll bring up a third down and goal from the 9-yard line.
Tackle by number 34.
8:54 to go here, third quarter. Broncos back against the wall for the first time tonight. Bonner trying to take advantage of a special teams letdown with the punt going, or the snap going over the punter's head. Third down and goal from the 9. Rolling, pressure, flipped up, bobbled, and nearly intercepted. Good pressure on that far side. Porter Jones, I believe, one giving the chase there. I'm going to have to learn what his body type is because he shoves the numbers up underneath his shoulder pads.
Does a good job running with his hands up to deflect the pass.
Yeah, you're kind of playing 2 jobs. You want to keep pursuing, but you got to be ready to knock that ball down, and it's exactly what he did. Fourth down and goal for the Bonner Springs Braves. Broncos trying to keep that goose egg on the board. Rolling, near side, looking, pumping, still. Pressure comes, lots of holding. Flip it out, and a touchdown. Well, there's no doubt in my mind that 87 for us was getting held the entire time, and I think they probably just swallowed the whistles on that one. Holden Lowe was like, what do I got to do? And it was way out there in the open, too, but let him have it. Touchdown pass, able to stay and keep the play alive as the quarterback.
I'll give him the credit for finding the open receiver in traffic.
Kalen Street, 6'2", 270-pound quarterback, throwing that one in there, getting Bonner on the board. And now they'll go for 2. Gardner there, along with a host of others, and the 2-point conversion will fail. 43-6 your score. We're back in 30 seconds on Spring Hill Sports Live, presented by Strudel Orthodontics.
Massage is more than relaxation. Apex Massage Therapy can go beyond with targeted work for headaches and sinuses, myofascial releases, trigger point therapy, neuromuscular therapy, reflexology, cupping, and hot stones. Kylie's hands go right to the problem areas and work out all the issues. She is certified in prenatal massages, oncology, lymphatic drainage, pre- and post-surgery massages, and she can also work on minors and athletes. For openings and specials, like and follow Apex MT on Facebook.
Are you looking for a trusted heating and air conditioning contractor? Look no further than Comfort Designs. Comfort Designs Heating and Air has 100% NATE certified technicians who are friendly, knowledgeable, and ready to help. They'll care for your home and complete the job with speed and precision. Locally owned and operated for more than 20 years, Comfort Designs Heating and Air Conditioning. See all they have to offer at comfortdesigns.net or schedule your appointment at 913-592-4453.
First kickoff return of the season coming up right now for Spring Hill. They've moved up pretty shallow, guys standing with their heels at the 20-yard line. Valerie will be one. Far side return, though, going to be for Spring Hill. Is trying to pick his way through there and returned up across the 35, up near the 37-yard line for Spring Hill. Ball carried by Ryan Paul. And that's where Spring Hill's offense will start this drive.
I'd like to see him come out a lot crisper this series, be a little bit more efficient. Even though the score is out of hand, we still need to see some production on offense and make sure we're being detail oriented and not looking at the scoreboard when we're playing.
Yeah, this is a point where you work on some things that you need to work on. If you're a player, you focus on the things you know you need to work on, and if you're a coach, you give those guys opportunities to do those things.
Absolutely.
Gain of 4. Here's a good example of it with Stump. Got our first injury here. One of the catalysts for them all night tonight for Bonner Springs has been Dominic Shearbaum, and he's shaken up just a little bit on this play. So they'll take him off the field. He's able to get off the field under his own power. It'll bring up a second down. And about 6. Handoff, Stump again. Nope, quarterback keeper this time coming to the near side. He'll be close to a first down. Dive for the first down. Nice job there for the quarterback, Jordan Miller, 6'2", 165-pound sophomore, getting some time here.
I was going to ask you what his height is. He's a tall kid.
Yep. I think I might have finally got some of my score situated. At least you know what the score is. Turn, handoff. Again, Stump, big hole in the middle. Across the 50, up near the 45-yard line. He's got the first down and a whole lot more. A gain of 11. For the Broncos, Patrick Stump. And they're inside Bonner territory.
Good steady surge by the offensive line once again. Get back to some simple stuff.
The other thing you guard against with those, especially those first-year offensive linemen, going from week 1 to week 2. Turn, handoff again, this time again. Stump, good head of steam across the 35. Still on his feet at the 30 and out of bounds at the 27-yard line. Another good, solid run. That one's going to be for 16 yards. Let's see where they mark it. 17-yard run by Stump.
It makes his life so much easier when he, just like McCann in the first half, when he's not getting hit for 6-7 yards, he can get his full head of steam going.
What I was going to say is those first-year players, you got to guard against that second-week letdown. Well, that wasn't that hard. I went out there on Friday night. I did it. It wasn't that bad.
Right, yep.
And you kind of you let down a little bit, a fumble on the play, and a first turnover of the game for Spring Hill. That was a running back exchange issue, I believe. They're
right.
Not quite stuck in the belly of Torres. I believe it was the intended running back on that one. They crisscrossed and just didn't get it stuck in there. And so a mistake there by the offense. And the second half kind of sputtering just a little bit. But getting the younger guys in there, that will do that. So each team's had a turnover now in this one. And working in the youngsters at the defensive line as well. Spring Hill in there on the right tackle right now. Gian Camus. And if I mess that up, I will fix it next week. Good play there. Great. But Bo Gardner's playing a different game than everybody else.
He is. He's definitely in line for.
I mean, you got Noah Anderton, who was your second leading tackler last year at linebacker, and then you roll Bo Gardner in there at a linebacker. And he's able to run downhill. He can come up, play on the D-line if he needs to as well. And some of those, hybrid players, Jackson Torres.
Right.
Bo Gardner, Keanu Tiafau. That just gives you some versatility that not everybody's going to have.
Yeah.
Ball again, fumble, and able to fall on top of it up to the 34-yard line.
Well, especially at a school the size of Spring Hill, if you got a guy that can do multiple things and create, going back to creating that diversity on offense, is where you can disguise some things by putting them in a different spot.
And when I was asking Coach a little bit about, what do you actually call your offense? It's a spread offense traditionally, but it's a multiple spread. So multiple means they can go multiple formations. You can run about as effectively out of it as you pass out of it. And it does give you an advantage to be able to running back, trying to outpace the pressure, and that'll bring up a fourth down. But it allows you to take advantage of your personnel. So if you come into a year like this where you've got, whereas a year ago, not as much on the skills perhaps, but able to run the ball and they'll be able to do that as well this year. And, moving Torres, able to get in the backfield. And as a defensive coordinator and you're scouting a team, you find those guys and they're going to let you know where things are going, but it's hard to defend because you don't exactly know where's 9 right now and how's that going to be a factor in this particular play.
Absolutely.
Everybody kind of moving all at the same time. Jones fielding. And dangerous one there, able to keep it, and he's going to be on his feet. We'll see. There is lots of blockers out here. Far near side return, and he is off to the races. Clayton Valerie, rather. He'll cut back against the grain, and he'll take one to the house. A 60-yard punt return by Clayton Valerie.
I like to see that after the special teams missed you earlier. It's good to see him score on special teams, kind of make up for that mistake a little bit.
And so far, I always ask coaches in the first week of the season, I go, who are some kids that we don't know who they are, but we will know who they are by the end of the year? Clayton Valerie was one of them. He mentioned for sure. He knew that kid would be a factor. He's on secondary, a lockdown guy back there as well, but they're able to get him into all kinds of places, and another one of those versatile players that Spring Hill has coming into this new year.
And you have to have some guts to pick up a punt in a crowd of people.
Yeah. 50-6 your score. Broncos all over Bonner Springs. We'll take another timeout. We'll come back after this on your home for Spring Hill High School Athletics. Spring Hill Sports Live.
Strode Orthodontics is creating beautiful, healthy smiles. Dr. Claire Strode and her staff have decades of combined experience, offering clear and metal Damon smile braces and Invisalign clear aligners for teens and adults. Dr. Strode tailors your treatment to meet your specific needs with 3 convenient locations in Olathe, Overland Park, and Spring Hill. Strode Orthodontics is ready to give you the beautiful smile you've always wanted. Call for your free no-obligation consultation, 913-491-3400, or visit StrodeOrtho.com.
$50-6 your score here in this third quarter. I do apologize for the clock camera. I do not know exactly what's going on with that, but if that's the worst thing that happens today, I'm going to call it the victory. The clock's coming off the screen, but 4:17 to play in this third quarter. Good coverage again on kickoff. I'm not sure if they've had a kickoff beyond the 25 yet when they've kicked it down there, and that's exactly what you're going for.
Very consistent every time they kick to the left hash inside the 10-yard line.
Once again, if you're just joining us, more games going on across our network. Go to varsitysportslive.com. You can choose the game you want to watch right from that page. All the 10 football games on the homepage right now. If you go to varsitysportslive.com, check out what else is happening across the Frontier League. What updates you got?
Well, Gerard, at halftime was only up 18-8 over Columbus. That was pretty competitive. Galena's down 21-8 to Riverton. Tongi is up 21-13 against Baser. That's a pretty good game. They're quite a rivalry. They start out the season every year against each other. Pale is all over Fort Scott, which was expected. Ottawa is down at Atchison 35-21. Lewisburg's all over Rogers Heritage out of Northwest Arkansas 34-0. And the door is up big on Baldwin 28-0. Eudora, number 5 ranked team in Class 4.
Tackle for about a 6-yard loss. Ball came loose, but he was already down. Everybody got kind of really excited, but that's why I didn't cut you off because I knew that was coming back. But the still a 5-yard loss on the play for the Broncos. They have been dominant defensively. We're second down and 15. Man, what a good tackle there. Not real low. That's a pretty good size running back coming through the hole, but making the play there for Spring Hill was Cohen Shuckman. Shuckman, 5'11", 175, and he didn't move. I mean, he was able to get in there and stop the momentum of the running back.
So his wrestling skills, BJ.
You worked with some of these kids in wrestling, you said, this summer, and give you a little insight into some athletic ability, I'm sure.
Right. It was fun just to put a name to the face and see them and, see them in their element. A little bit different sport, but, there's a lot of parallels with football and wrestling. So it was a lot of fun to just kind of get an eye into the Spring Hill Athletics program.
Now pressure coming all over, and he'll throw that one down. That will be intentional grounding unless they let him say it's a fumble, and the white hat will pull that out, and, man, just tons of pressure. And I'm going to take another run at his name, but I'll get it right for next week, I promise you. Gian Camus, 6'4", 225, and a senior. And I'm guessing as he gets more familiar with, because I don't know if he was on the team last year. I did not have his name in my roster last year, so if he's new to the program, once he kind of figures it out, I'm guessing he'll probably be a factor as well, already starting to play in here. Also up there on that O-line, Carson Royal, the D-end on this near side. Also up front for the Broncos, 59, Landry Flaming, 6'1", 285-pound sophomore. Far side D-end for the Broncos right now is Alex Brady, 6'3", 220-pound sophomore. Look at these sophomores, 6'3", 220, a sophomore. 6'2", 230, a sophomore. 5'11", 230, a sophomore. Sophomore class. They need some food.
Right.
Punt. Over to the 25. Still on his feet, trying to do what his teammate just did a moment ago, but able to get up near the 20-yard line just across it on the punt return for Spring Hill is Benjamin Reagan. And it will be... We've been 2 points away from a running clock for a good chunk of this second half. Not that I'm asking for one necessarily, but it's just been right there.
You're listing off the sizes and heights of some of the underclassmen, and it's just interesting. That's the big difference you see in 5 and 6A compared to all the lower classes in any state, but especially in Kansas. There's a big difference when you have freshmen and sophomores that are JV players that are that size, that are that big.
Right.
The small schools they just don't have them, and they're going against guys that are that size every single day in practice.
Yeah, it will definitely help you. Here's Stump again. Good run by Stump, picking his way through there, keeping his feet, and just being patient with his run, able to feel his way through there. Patrick Stump. That will be a 8-yard run for Stump. He's getting some good minutes here in the second half and making good use of them. Back at it next Friday night right here. Pregame coverage at 6:30. Kickoff at 7 o'clock against the Tonganoxie Chieftains. Nice run here on the right side. Lowers the boom a little bit. Able to fall forward and be close to a first down on the run by Jordan Miller. And it's going to be maybe just about a half a yard shy, depending on where this spot is at.
Gotta love the quarterback lowering that shoulder.
Yeah.
Unless it dislocates. Gotta be less than ideal.
Yeah.
It's great until it's not.
Stump again. Good jump cut in the hole. It wasn't there, and he was able to slide off and get something to get the first down. It was pretty well defended by Bonner, but he's able to get the first down and keep this drive going. And what has been just a long third quarter here. Student section packed in there nice and tight. They thought so a couple of them came up here and visited us. They had clever sayings on their shirts. I'm not exactly sure what that's about. Here's Miller trying that cutback and he tried it too hard, put his foot in the ground and it didn't stay. I think he saw pay dirt coming his way too.
Yep.
He had one guy to beat out there, and if he's able to juke him, it was nobody else coming. But it'll be a loss of a couple on the play to bring up a second down and goal from the 8-yard line. Could be the last play of this third quarter. When we come back, we'll announce our absolute painting play of the game and our player of the game, Patrick Stump, maybe a player of the second half, as he'll rumble in from 8 yards out and punch this one in. 56 will also our player of the game, brought to you by the Meadowlark. Meadowlark doing all kinds of new fun events, not just weddings anymore. They've got great weddings as well. I attended one there the other day, but bands and live music on Fridays and Saturdays. So learn more about the Meadowlark. We'll do their player of the game in just a little bit. Jackson for the point after attempt. And that will end up being the end of the third quarter as well as the clock is running. 57-6 is your score. Spring Hill all over Bonner Springs here in week number 1. They'll start off the year on a good note. And we'll have the fourth quarter coming your way next on Spring Hill Sports Live.
Whether you're trying to make the most of the next harvest, navigating a changing business landscape, or planning for the next chapter in your life, the professionals at Prime Accounting Solutions are here to help. With 10 locations, Prime Accounting offers convenient, friendly accounting and tax services at a fair price. Payroll, bookkeeping, business planning, personal tax filing, and more. And now Prime is the place to go for insurance. Bronco fans can find us at 408 North Webster in Spring Hill or call 913-592-2050. To find a location near you, go to primeaccounting.net.
57-6. Half a century plus 1. Pretty good lopsided win here for the Broncos. Start to make their way towards the entrance. The exit, I guess, in this case. All the way back, same spot. Consistently putting it there. Near side return cuts back against the grain. He'll rumble out of bounds at about the 22, 23-yard line. That's where Bonner will take over here with the running clock in this fourth quarter. Absolute play of the game brought to you by Absolute Painting. From a fresh coat of paint to refinish your cabinets, they offer a wide range of services to meet your needs. Revamp your space with their expert painters. Call for a free quote today, 785-367-3007. Absolute Painting, where quality is absolute. What's your play of the game? We'll go back to that first half, and there's a few of them we could go with. And we're going to make the freshman earn it, I think.
I think so, too.
Even though we could easily give him a play and player.
Well, there's been a lot of them, but I think that the second touchdown of the game when McKenna showed that burst for the last 15 yards and just accelerated right by everybody, that 34-yard TD run, I think that takes the cake. And that's also what set the tone for the game. It was that score that kind of said, hey, we're here. We mean business. We're on.
Yeah, that's when the other team kind of has that, same old feeling. But our honorable mention certainly goes to the 41-yard touchdown catch and run by Corey Kirkner. Who has 2 touchdowns tonight. Colton McKenna with 3 touchdowns in this game. Noah Anderton with a touchdown.
What a punt return for a touchdown. And we need to consider it because it was 50 to 0, 50 to 6. So.
And then I mentioned our player of the game. I said the Meadowlark. That's not correct. The player of the game is brought to you by Sheriff Strum. Strum, a financial professional from Prudential Financial. Achieving your financial goals is a team sport. Call today at 913-592-5573. The Prudential Insurance Company of America, Newark, New Jersey. Player of the game, again, brought to you by Prudential Financial, Sheriff Strum. Somehow I got the Meadowlark crisscrossed in there. I don't think they have a live read in here. They are a new sponsor for us. They got some love for us as well. But the player of the game, and we're going to go defense.
100%, as we should.
As we should, in a game where even the score here was perhaps against the backups in a bad situation on some special teams. A 0 could certainly be there, but we're going to give Bo Gardner our player of the game, brought to you by Sheriff Strum of Prudential Financial. He's just in on about every tackle, it seemed like, at times tonight. We may go back and look at the count of tackles, and it may not be as high as I think it is, but Also, I think attitude, just a little bit of that grit, some of that,
right?
Toughness seemed to be on display, running downhill and making plays. Everybody had a good game. We could have given it to the entire defense. We even talked about that a little bit, but
the offensive line
and the O-line did a nice job with those 3 guys getting their first starts tonight in varsity action. Did not see any letdown. Again, consider the competition just a little bit. Bonner trying to figure it out, a new offense and getting some things going, trying to get a tradition going as well. But McConnell, good run off the left side.
Well, it comes out with Gardner. Just the fact that you're making tackles is important, but he made some key tackles. He made some good, solid, just crisp, fundamentally sound wrap up. Some of them were solo tackles, which is difficult. That's a big dude. I mean, and Gardner's not the biggest guy, but
Right. After 48.
2nd down and 3. Again, McConnell, left side, big running room. And he's trying to get another one, and they'll just trip him up. Boy, you're staying with it enough to stay and make that play. I think that's Casey O'Neill, perhaps. If he's wearing the same number from a year ago.
They might be. I think they might have some underclassmen in.
They do,
again,
yeah.
So
they look like Casey O'Neill. That's Jacob Anderson.
I think they've got some freshmen
that may not. Yeah, that may be different jersey numbers.
That's a big dude running at you when you're 14 years old.
In the open field. Here he comes again.
On the carry, 31.
Something that's a good sign for Spring Hill. We were talking about special teams earlier, and having a kicker that's consistently can make extra points. And when you can consistently kick it to the same spot every time, your guys know where to go. Their assignments are easier because you can expect the football to be in a certain spot. And that's definitely been a part of the game. It's easy to hold the team when they're starting at their 10 or 15 every single series.
Loose ball, again picked up though. Able to get, who comes flying in there? Somebody was not done yet with that play. And not much, and maybe ends up getting about a yard on it after the fumble falls forward and grabs that. It'll bring up a 3rd down.
Come over.
I think I did get it right. And he has been on a lot of plays already as Camus. Run off the right side. Gooderad making the run off the right side. Tackle made in there. Brady Carlson getting his nose in there. 5'8", 140-pound sophomore.
On attack for number 1, Brady Carlson.
Again, kind of back to that same mentality. This is a game within the game. Obviously, this one's in hand, but you got to fool yourself into thinking that it's not. And this is the moment in which you're going to step up and make the play. Turn, handoff again, McConnell. He'll be brought down. Host of guys in there to make that play on the tackle for Spring Hill. Leading the charge was Kyle Stewart, 5'10", 145-pound sophomore.
40-yard line.
Oh, that camera about went out the window. Not ours, but neighbors here.
Good catch. Several $1,000s just about ended up on somebody's head.
And a quarterback keeper just boots out there and able to get to the edge. Touchdown. Bonner Springs on the quarterback keeper sneaking out the backside. On the run by Noah Gutierrez, the sophomore quarterback. So Bonner will tack on another score here into what is already a determined game. And there was a lot of matchups actually this week. I noticed as I was putting stuff together that neighborhood matchups. We don't have one here, but Eudora Baldwin, right? Riverton, Galena. They're right next door to each. Southeast Baxter Springs,
Gerard Columbus.
And there was just some. It was interesting that there was so many in the 2-point conversion is good as well. So that'll.
Did you say Baser and Tongi?
I mean, that's actually what started that thought in my head was that it was Baser and Tongi, and then I realized there were a few other ones in there. So they tack on that one and a touchdown for Bonner makes it 14-57. We're back at 30 seconds on Spring Hill Sports.
Elliott Group is a proud supporter of Spring Hill and USD 230. At Elliott Group, we work, live, and shop in your local communities. Serving Miami and Johnson counties for more than 45 years, Elliott Group understands your needs. As an independent insurance agency, Elliott Group works with numerous carriers to find the coverage that best fits your needs. In Spring Hill, call 913-592-5552 or visit ElliottInsuranceGroup.com.
There's a kickoff for Bonner. They're going to do it onside. And it's going to work. Maybe.
Looks like it.
For at the bottom of the pile. I do think somebody from the Broncos came in on the near side at the bottom of the pile. 60 something might have picked that up. 28, 29 got it. So the Broncos able to recover it. Not maybe necessarily ready for that onside, but able to recover it. So the Spring Hill Broncos will come out once again, getting that extra time. And you don't see the results of these early season lopsided victories where you get those youngsters into the game. You don't see those results necessarily right away, but you'll see them. You might,
eventually.
And you might even see these, those young guys getting snaps at varsity as sophomores. But if you get a couple of those every season, or 5 or 6 of those every season, by the time you get to be a senior, you now have so much more time. And time really is a factor. You got to be able to play this game and know what it's like at full speed.
Well, if you played 50 to 100 snaps and you're going into your junior year, that's a big difference than walking on the field for the first time.
Tackle or a run rather for the Broncos. First carry of the game for number 40. That is Talon Herr. Part of the name is on the line, so Talon Herr. Yeah, here he is again. Oh, that shoe. That was a shoe.
Was it a shoe? I thought it was the ball, but I think you're right.
That was a shoe. That got some air.
In my PE class, that runner would be out for throwing a shoe.
You can't throw a shoe?
No, because usually they throw it at somebody, so we try to avoid that.
Rode a few horses that threw some shoes. Not really. I've rode a few horses that have thrown me.
That's fair.
That's almost exclusively my relationship I have with horses. Miller run off the right side, picking his way through up across midfield, up near the 45-yard line. Minute 32 to play in this ball game, nearly in the books. I'll even quit messing with the score. We'll get that squared away for next week. Looking forward to it coming back here against Tonganoxie as the Broncos will begin or continue their Frontier League play next week. Frontier League, I think, will be improved from a year ago.
Right. It was one of the few years where it was a little bit down, maybe for 2 years, but I think it's back up this year. I think
Lewisburg's going to be tough. They'll be defending their championship again as well.
Eudora.
Lewisburg's won. They went over and beat Eudora last year in overtime. That was what gave them the Frontier League title. That was a big game. I think it went to double overtime, in fact.
Right.
And
we very well could have beat Lewisburg.
Yeah.
This close.
Yeah, we really tried to be spoiler the last part of the year, or last game of the year last year, I think it was, the last one of the regular season. And we're right there. Declan Battles, quarterback for Lewisburg. We said his name a lot last year, and he's going to be a factor for them. And they did lose a little bit on defense. Jace Hovey gone, as well as Nathan Vincent, who played in the Shrine Bowl this year as well. So,
well, Ashton Moore will be back for Lewisburg, and his brother's starting at K-State now. So
he's a factor. Good run here for her across the 30-yard line, and a run. Nice couple of minutes here for her, getting some snaps as he'll rumble forward for a gain of about 13. Shoemaker Collision postgame show going to start right now. Matt and I will break down this game as much as we can. We'll come back, reset the scene. We talked about our players of the game. From absolute painting play of the game was Colton McCann, a 34-yard touchdown. We'll talk more about that in a little bit. And we'll get you set for Tonganoxie coming up next week. What a good win for the Broncos. 57-14. They win it here at home in the season opener. And you watched it right here on your home for Bronco Athletics Spring Hill Sports Live. We're back in 2 minutes with the Shoemaker Collision postgame show on Spring Hill Sports Live.
A great collision on the field? Awesome. An awesome collision on the road? Not so great. If that bad play does come your way, take your car to Shoemaker Collision and Paint Center. As Kansas City's premier auto collision repair center, they work on all makes and models, even RV, marine, aviation, motorcycles, and more. Shoemaker Collision offers free estimates and loaners, plus they will work with all insurance companies. Get your ride back in the game. Learn more at shoemakercollision.com or call 913-592-0095.
Hi, I'm Katie Casey, and I'm honored to be a third-generation realtor in our Crown Realty family. My dad and grandparents started Crown Realty in 1973, and since then we have grown to become one of the largest brokerages in the Midwest. We now have 8 office locations and over 150 agents covering about 20 counties across Kansas and Missouri. Reach out to us today to experience the Crown Realty difference, where we are committed to treating our agents like family and our clients like royalty.
What is typically a daunting, frustrating, and intimidating experience was enjoyable and exciting because of Amy. She listened to what we envisioned for our future home and was able to show us houses that reflected this. She was with us every step of the way, taking the time to answer our phone calls and text. We ended up with our dream home all thanks to Amy.
Feel at home while you find your next home with Amy Kelly of Reese Nichols Real Estate. Amy goes above and beyond for her clients and even makes a contribution to Ronald McDonald House with every closing. Contact Amy Kelly to buy or sell your home. Your home is your sanctuary, and it deserves to look its best. Whether you're looking to update your interior, spruce up your exterior, or give your cabinets a fresh look, trusted residential house painters Absolute Painting are here to help. At Absolute Painting, they specialize in providing top-notch home painting services to homeowners just like you. Their team of professionals have years of experience and the skills necessary to transform your home into a beautiful, welcoming space. Call for a free quote today. Absolute Painting, where quality is absolute.
Welcome back out here. What a good shot there. We had the super full moon the other day, and Caden loves a moon early in the season, too. Nice job, Caden Carvalho on camera. Caden moving into, I think this is year number 5 for Spring Hill Sports Live. And
that's seniority.
Year number 5 for Caden Carvalho. I call him employee number 1. Right. And he is, for sure, doing a great job. Matt Jones right here beside me as well. Band's back together here for 2023, and the Broncos putting on a show. 57-14 winners over Bonner Springs. And Matt, let's roll back to the first half and just kind of go through those scores early on. There was a couple more in the second half. Probably won't talk much about that, but Broncos scored on their first possession of the game, a 5-play, 40-yard drive that capped off on a 7-yard touchdown run by Colton McKenna. Next drive they had was a 2-play drive. That was a 34-yard by McKenna, and that was our Absolute Painting play of the game. It just did. It set the tone for the rest of the game. It was, they got a first down. You scored on a good drive, and then you come back 2 plays later, score again, and they just kind of knew it was over at that point. There were some perhaps bigger plays, more flashy plays in that game, but maybe none more than set the tone for the game.
I agree.
Very next offensive drive was a 1-play drive. He had 2 of these in this first half. The first, a 41-yard touchdown catch from B. Shore to Corey Kirkner. With 4:59 to go in the first quarter, it was 22-0. And then the next offensive drive, a 5-play drive, this time capped off on a touchdown run by Noah Anderton. Again, he's primarily a defensive player. He's the only guy that will play both ways. Not necessarily the only guy, but one of the few guys that plays both ways. The next offensive drive these are all punts in between, by the way, for Bonner Springs. I'm just not mentioning them. And then the offensive drive for the Broncos, another 1-play drive, this time right back to Corey Kirkner. This one for 36 yards. to start the second quarter, and it was game over pretty much at that point, 36-0. Buchanan would have another 17-yard touchdown run in the first half. That's how we go to the halftime, and then a kickoff return by Valerie, or punt return rather by Valerie, another touchdown run by Stumpf. The Broncos laid it on the Bonner Springs Braves tonight.
Yeah, they look good. They were for the most part very efficient on both sides of the ball, and you like to see that in the first game. You don't want to see a lot of broken plays and scoring on cheap things. I feel like they were efficient with the football, and on defense, I think they were in the right spots. They looked like their assignments were sound. So moving forward, they've got a lot that they need to work on still, but I think they've got a good base for the season.
Yeah, and execute. That's one of the things coaches will talk a lot about. Hey, right there, buddy. That's a mute button right there for you. Coaches will talk a lot about just execute. We worked all off season, all summer long. You talk about the plays, you talk about what you're supposed to do, you demonstrate what you're supposed to do, you practice what you're supposed to do, but then you got to go execute. That's just life. That's one of the reasons, without overstating it, why I love this sport, and I talk about how football is one of the best things to turn boys into men, because it forces you to execute, to practice something repetitively and then go out and do it and try to minimize mistakes, but do the best you can. And I think the Broncos did that tonight. I'm very excited for this year. Bronco fans should be very excited for what the Broncos are going to be this year. Again, things step up a little harder next week. The Tongi coming to town. We'll talk about the Tongi Chieftains. We'll come back and wrap things up here from Spring Hill as we wrap up the Shoemaker Collision postgame show here on your home for Spring Hill High School Athletics, Spring Hill Sports Live. Whether you're trying to make the most of the next harvest, navigating a changing business landscape, or planning for the next chapter in your life, the professionals at Prime Accounting Solutions are here to help. With 10 locations, Prime Accounting offers convenient, friendly accounting and tax services at a fair price. Payroll, bookkeeping, business planning, personal tax filing, and more. And now Prime is the place to go for insurance. Bronco fans can find us at 408 North Webster in Spring Hill or call 913-592-2050. To find a location near you, go to primeaccounting.net.
I gotta go. Oh, I need more internet in my house.
Well, you could have just called, right?
Oh.
Call Go Brawley today.
Happy birthday! Thank you.
Watch this. Call your dad from that phone.
So you pay for a phone line just to laugh at kids?
No, my internet company makes me pay for the phone. Might as well get something out of it.
That internet?
No bundling required. Visit gobrawley.com to learn more.
Back out here on the Shoemaker Collision and Paint Center post-game show, BJ Harris, Matt Jones, Caden Carbajo, as we wrap things up here tonight from Spring Hill. The Broncos 57-14 winners over the Bonner Springs Braves. We're back at it next week. I will tell you, with the Chieftains coming to town, last year that was a game that came close. The year before that was an overtime game. They play each other tight. I'm not sure what that's about, but the Chieftains, I think, are a little bit improved. Starting quarterback went down with an ACL, so they're back to the guy who played most of the year last year. That wind stopped blowing through here because somebody shut a door. Now the wind tunnel's gone. I just noticed. But the Chieftains coming in next week. How do you take this game here for the Broncos and apply that to next week?
Well, first of all, I think your fundamentals were really, really good, and you got to preach that all week in practice and keep working on it all week. But you're going to have to open it up just a little bit because Tonganoxie is going to come to play, and they're not going to be backing up. You're going to have to work that much harder on the offensive line to to create those holes. Those running backs are going to be getting hit at the line of scrimmage instead of 5 yards down the field. So just those little fundamentals, you're going to have to maintain your blocks just that half second longer just to be able to get that surge on the offensive line so you can let your skill players, I put them up against anybody's in the area.
Yeah.
But they're going to need all the help they can get from that offensive line. On the defense, they did a great job of wrapping up, making solo tackles tonight. They're going to have to do it again, and they're going to have 2, 3, and 4 guys all doing the same thing because you're not going to take those Tongi guys down with one hit.
Yeah, they run. They start deeper in the backfield. They run hard. They'll hit the hole a heck of a lot harder than these guys did tonight. Different type of offense, but a little bit more run-oriented as well. And so excited for the Chieftains coming to town. We'll have our Tongi Sports Live crew in town as well, and we're going to have some fun here this season. Plenty more to come. Go to varsitysportslive.com. You can check out and find soccer broadcasts, volleyball broadcasts, as well as our football broadcasts right there as well. And we'll be working to push that out a little bit better here throughout this year so you know where to find Spring Hill Sports Live as well as the rest of our channels across the metro here in the Frontier League. That's going to do it for us tonight. Broncos win it tonight in a landslide, 57-14 to move to 1-0 on the year, 1-0 in the Frontier League, and are back at it next week. Pre-game coverage will start at 6:30, kickoff at 7 o'clock. Right back here from Spring Hill. For Caden Carvalho, Matt Jones, I'm BJ Harris saying so long. Broncos, winners tonight. You watch it all on Spring Hill Sports.
The following is a presentation of Spring Hill Sports Live. It's time for Spring Hill High School Athletics. On your home for the Broncos, Spring Hill Sports Live. Spring Hill Sports Live is presented by Strode Orthodontics, creating beautiful, healthy smiles. Learn more at StrodeOrtho.com. Also by It's time for the Broncos, right here on your home for Spring Hill High School Athletics, Spring Hill Sports Live.